self-made family. It's been way, way, way too long. I spent the last month in the land of the morning calm, South Korea, getting bigger, stronger, faster, richer, smarter. Fucking bitches. Waiting for the right moment to make my official debut on this self-made YouTube channel. You know, something that I, along with my 3 brothers, founded. I've seen all the love. I've seen how much y'all miss me. But it seems like one of y'all forgot who I am. What if one of y'all forgot what I do in this space? What if y'all forgot what I've accomplished in these last 5 years? I'm the man who had 1,500 live viewers spamming, "We want AO." I'm the man who was 6-0 in Wrestle Purist debates. I'm the man who was sent by God to save wrestling content creation. I'm Big AO, and I'll challenge you, Backup Hangman, to our biggest debate yet. Who has the bigger gold case? CM Punk or the cleaner, the belt collector, the best belt machine, Kenny, by God, Omega? Do you accept my challenge, Ibou? Are you a man or a mouse? I guess we'll see, little nigga. I guess we'll see. But I've said all I need to say here. Enjoy the rest of the stream. Self-made shit, self-made forever. AO out.
Oh shit. Yo, Ibou, you good, bro?
This nigga said, are you a man or a mouse?
Oh shit.
Oh my god. Hey, bro, you can't run from that. You cannot run from that. I'm not. No, I don't want to hear it. You cannot run from that.
I ain't gonna lie, Tyrese, if a nigga asked me if I was a man or a mouse.
The setup of a Kenny Omega Punk, I'm not fucking with it. I'm not really trying to. What you mean? You defended Punk. You better show up. I mean, that's my guy.
Hey man, I seen you write a 3-page essay after Punk botched before, so I don't know, man.
Folks, I do not come to you with my usual energy, excitement, or enthusiasm, but instead, I come to you with trepidation. I come to you with a full awareness of the gravity that awaits us all. Every great fight, there's a third man in that ring. Now, I'm not talking about Seth Rollins. Whether it be Herb Dean, Charles Robinson, Mills Lane, Tommy Young, Steve Mazzagatti, or even Aubrey Edwards, there is always an official between 2 titans as they go to war. It is with caution and it is with fear that I announce that I have been elected to serve that role. On August 18th, AO, Ibou, Omega, Punk, straight down the middle, Joey Bing Bong. I'll try my best, as will our 2 competitors, but only one can come out the victor. Go Case, who wins?
He said, in his own words, no, I don't watch the product. I gotta play fucking Street Fighter. Like, what kind of man are you? Imagine helping build a place, and then, oh no, I gotta fucking play, you know, whatever the fuck, man. You can't do that. You can't do that.
I think he's earned the right to do that, actually.
Put him in a room, you know, by himself, and he'll do the damn thing. You put him in a room with Kobe Lopez, what the fuck is anyone gonna do? Bro, you tell me.
I don't know.
I'm
just saying.
Kobe Lopez. I mean, can you imagine that shit would probably kill fucking children that match. You know, their answer, bro, their answer to CM Punk, it was Bryan Danielson.
It was Bryan Danielson.
They just put him in his place. So their answer to CM Punk is Bryan Danielson. WWE's answer to Kenny Omega is Seth Rollins. I mean, what else you gotta say at that point?
That's not an indictment on Kenny. That's just because WWE is the worst promotion of all time.
making so much money, pulling up in a Range Rover, quality intact, self-made, got the high motors, get the full meal, you ain't leaving with no leftover, self-made is where it's at, and that's a fact. Our impact will be felt, paid in full, everybody stack, change the game our way. You would think we abstract, form our own opinion. Do you think we pointed on the act? Call a spade, game winner, minutes ball game. Never doubt us, the high quality remains the same. Always gotta work, build content, free my frame. Try to go the other side, but man, this is self-made. Self-made.
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Today is the day. We are finally here. Welcome to another edition of the hashtag self-made debates, which you guys can go give your thoughts and your opinions and your predictions on this debate at that hashtag. Remember, hashtag self-made debates. This is episode 2. Well, this is kind of the pre-show to episode 2. I am here joined by my co-host Hulbert. You got your favorite duo, one of the best duos on YouTube, hosting this pre-show live for you guys today. We're going to be talking the debate. We're going to be talking all the premises on the debate. We're going to be talking who we think can edge out the other one in this debate live here tonight. I'm going to start here by asking Chriso. Chriso, how are you doing today, brother? How are you doing?
Appreciate you. I'm feeling pretty good. I don't know if you feel it, Rob, but I just feel like, I feel how I felt when I first watched Canelo versus Mayweather. I felt how I felt when I watched Jones versus Cormier. I feel how I felt when I watched LeBron take on Steph Curry in the 2016 NBA Finals. It's just a big fight feel,
Yes.
And it just feels like, the malice and the energy is just palpable, and it's just all through the arena. And, I feel it all the way in Texas, and, I'm not close to either of those two men, but, I just feel bad intentions by both men, and hopefully, things stay clean and we don't, get a fight or, a rampage. But I'm feeling good. I feel like this might be our best stream yet. Obviously you and me are hosting the pre-show. I feel good. We got a lot of things coming up in this stream, not just the debate, but yeah, I'm glad I'm your co-host for this evening.
Absolutely. Guys, if you yourself want to get your thoughts, opinions, predictions, and any things of that, so who you think is going to win, who you think is going to have the better argument, guys, please remember to send your super chats. Please send your super chats in, and we will read them. Also, remember, guys, the hashtag on Twitter right now, going on Twitter right now, is hashtag self-made debates. Please, guys, remember to get your opinions out there on this debate and what we got going on tonight, so we can get the stream out there. Make sure you guys are liking the video as well. Make sure you guys are liking the video as well. And also, we will be hearing from the wrestling and sports media throughout this pre-show, man. So make sure you guys lock in. This is one of the biggest streams we will probably ever do on the Self-Made channel. And we got more coming. This is just the beginning, Chriso. How long ago did we start this channel?
About a month, maybe a little bit over a month. And I without a doubt say the most pre-production we've ever done, Russell Pierce Self-Made ever is going into this stream right here. You see Kay did an amazing job with the
Yes,
visuals.
absolutely.
You see the stars, the Omega symbol. Just an amazing job. Just weeks of pre-production went into the stream. So we would really appreciate if you like the video, share it on social media, use Self-Made Debates hashtag. Also, if you would like to vote after the debates, $5 gets you into the Self-Made Discord on Patreon.
That up in a second.
Link in bio, of course. And you can vote. Only self-maders get to vote. But we take newcomers. We take anybody. Just come, have a good time. And you don't just need to vote. We also do watch-alongs. We watch movies. Just have good times in there, man. We love the community.
Yes, we just last night we just did a couple of watch-alongs. We watched Training Day, one of the greatest Denzel movies of all time. Shout out to Denzel Washington. Honestly, might be the greatest actor of all time. We watched that, and then we did match recommendations, which you guys, of course, can pay $10 and up for if you are in the Discord. We also, afterwards, Ibou watched a couple episodes of Jujutsu Kaisen. But that's not all we did last weekend. We watched Malcolm X, and we did some more match recommendations. And remember, if you guys pay $100 and become a Paragon, you can recommend any movie or any pay-per-view or any group of matches that you would like us to watch live in the Discord for you guys. So remember, guys, this is the Patreon right here. I just dropped it in the chat. Go check out the link. All the tiers are right there. And yeah, so Chriso, let's start off. I guess we'll wait for some more super chats to come in. But I'm very, very excited for how this is gonna go. Obviously, we have our certain opinions on who is the GOAT, who has the better GOAT case in this debate. But it's not about opinions. It's not about who you think. It's about who has the better argument. Very excited to see who constructs the better argument for this debate.
Yeah, well, obviously everyone knows what my opinion is, but as your co-host and as one of the co-hosts of this pre-show, I gotta be unbiased here. I gotta be right down the middle, as they say. Ibou, who I think is a very intellectual man. Maybe he finds a loophole to get over just the greatness of Kenny Omega, but as Ao said in his pre-tape during the Haliburton stream, he is 6-0 in Rush Pierce debut debates, never lost.
Yes,
I don't think
never lost.
Just a record that I think is going to stand by the end of the night. And I feel for Ibou, definitely an underdog. I was checking the Vegas stat lines. He's a plus 1,200 underdog here. Some people might think it should have been more, but it's just
disgusting.
It's a big hill, But as you said earlier, we will also be hearing from the greater wrestling landscape, some people who aren't even part of the wrestling landscape who had an opinion on this. And
yes,
obviously, like we said, if y'all want to give y'all opinions, hashtag self-made debates on twitter.com or X as they call it now. Send in your super chats. We will be reading the majority of super chats before the main event. Make sure y'all stay tuned because we're not the main event. We're just the pre-show.
Yes, we're just the pre-show.
This fight was so big, it needed a pre-show. And me and Rob decided that, hey, we'll do that,
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah. Make sure y'all stay tuned.
Well, my thing is, AO does have a record in the debates catalog stemming all the way back to Wrestle Purist Face Off when it was him, Israa, and Ibou. He has a great record in debates. Obviously, he said it in the pre-show video. It's 6-0 in self-made debates. But the thing is, I've seen Ibou construct some very, very long, heavily paced, disgusting arguments for CM Punk botches in the past. And so my thing with this is, I don't know, man. I wanted to ask you, what is the percentage of a chance of possibility that we see an upset from Ibou coming out of this debate?
Man, let me put it in these terms. If Ibou was to upset King AO, it would be on the level of a Mike Tyson losing to Buster back in the 90s. And if you don't remember, that loss affected Tyson for the rest of his career. I believe it's the biggest underdog win in history.
Absolutely. Yes.
It would be.
He was never the same man.
Never, ever. Some would say he lost his will for boxing. Is Ibou going to take away AO's will for debating? I hope not. I still would like to, debate AO in one of these things. I've never debated AO on Rush Pierce channel, Self-Made channel. I would love to debate AO. I don't want Ibou to take, a loss like that to hurt Ibou. But I'm confident, and not just Kenny Omega, of course, but in AO, my friend, my partner in crime. Obviously, Ibou's also a partner in crime, but it's just it's gonna take a lot, Rob. It's gonna take a lot.
It's gonna take a lot, and the thing is, when it comes to debates like this, guys, there are more. It's more than just who's better in the ring. It's more than just who's better. It's the overall deal. It's the overall deal. Now, remember, guys, this debate will have different sections. It won't be rounds, but it will have different sections that they will be debating on in terms of topics during this debate. And so the thing is, when it comes to Kenny Omega versus CM Punk, a lot of people look at the in-ring aspect. A lot of people might for Kenny Omega. Obviously, people might look at the promo aspect for CM Punk. But what it really comes down to, is who has the better case, who has the better overall case in this debate. And I don't know, man. I don't see it. I don't really see it for CM Punk. But hopefully, Ibou could quite possibly, change my mind on the matter. So,
Yeah, like you said, a large anthill, just a hill in general. Rob, you ever watched Dragon Ball Z as a kid?
oh, of course, absolutely, of course.
Do you remember what it felt like watching Son Goku run Snake Way?
Yes.
I feel like this is just
Iconic scene.
a bigger obstacle than Snake Way. He has no ki. He can't fly. He doesn't have the speed. He doesn't have the Kaioken. All he has is his brain, his words, and his argument.
Yes,
So
absolutely.
I just, it's hard. Obviously, Punk, a bigger name, probably more well known than Omega, but Kenny just has just amazing PR. And Punk, he has to have the best PR, due to his own faults. But the PR Kenny has right now is crazy, and Ibou has to find a way to work over that. He has to find a way to when AO brings out a point that might be devastating. He has to find a contradiction in AO statements. He has to find a pivot to win this debate. And like we said, get your super chats in. We will read all your super chats before the main event. We still have our host Joe Hulbert, who will be coming not too long from now. And I'm just really excited. I'm as a fan, obviously I'm part of Self-Made, but as a fan, I'm excited to sit backstage, peek through the curtain, and see two masters at their work just do what they can do.
Absolutely. This is it's like you compared it to watching some of the greats in boxing in their prime, some of the greats in UFC in their prime. But it's like, bro, we were just there at All in Texas. It was like us experiencing Okada and Omega, no pun intended, because of course Omega is involved in the debate. But it was like watching Okada. It's like watching Okada and Omega go at it for the first time live, experiencing it. It's like these are two titans in the debate realm. These are two titans in the wrestling community, pretty much going at it head to head live, and we're so excited to go through that for you guys tonight. Chriso, did you want to get started with some of these super chats, or did you want to?
Yeah. Before we do that, make sure y'all use hashtag self-made debates. Obviously, the best tweets we see will get reposted and retweeted on the self-made Twitter account. And if you're not following that, please go follow that. Obviously, it has all our links in the bio. We have a great time there too. But let's get into some of these super chats.
Absolutely, guys. Remember, tweet about this show at the hashtag self-made debates. You will be seeing some of your tweets like you have been seeing in the bottom left corner of your screen. And remember, guys, send your super chats. You pretty much control a portion of this pre-show with your super chat. So let's get into the first one. We got El Grug, $5. Shout out Hulbert being the best dressed person here. Stream doesn't need to start to know that. I have not seen what Joe Hulbert has ready to present to you all today. Of course, I put on a suit. I said I was going to put on a suit last week because it's a big occasion. This is a UFC. It's not a UFC fight night level main event, Chriso. It's a UFC 319, 320. It's one of the big shows. It's one of the main pay-per-view levels of a big show that we got live for you here tonight. So thank you, El Groog, for the first super chat on the night. We got Johnny Burney, a regular super chatter here and on the Recipers channel. $1.99. The courts has spoken. King AO1 hashtag stop the vote. It's crazy. People are saying AO1 and stop the vote, and the votes haven't even started yet. The votes have not even started yet, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the super chat. Natalie H, £2. Speak or squeak, quote unquote Mickey Mouse Boo.
Oh man,
Crystal, have you seen the mouse allegations going on with backup Hangman?
I have, and as a man, that's not something you want to get tied to your name. you don't want to be a mouse. You know, a mouse is something no
Absolutely.
one wants. A mouse is something that comes
Absolutely.
in your home in the middle of the night and just wreaks havoc and just is a pest. If Ibou wants to get this mouse, nickname off him, he's gonna have to win this debate. So it's not just about protecting the honor of his favorite wrestler. It's about protecting his honor as a man and as Ibou of self-made, not Mouse Boo of Cheeseland.
Absolutely, absolutely. Mouse Boo of Cheeseland is gonna go crazy. That's gonna go crazy in the chat. Thank you for the super chat. Bam! Shout out to Bam, supporter since the very beginning, since Unpure, since the very beginning of what we started here. Shout out to Bam, $5. Phil Legacy dies tonight. Long live Omega the Goat. Ibou the Mouse, it's over when Lion AO eats you tonight. Pause. If needed. Goats, Chris, Rob, AO, Joe, and Ibou. Thank you. Thank
Shout
you
out
very
Bam,
much
long-term
for the super
supporter, a
chat.
good friend of mine. Shout out Bam.
Thank you so much for the super chat. Hold on for 1 second. Riley $9.90. Riley $10. It comes with V Trigger and making out with Ibushi. Nice try, Pepsi Phil.
Hey man, Riley, longtime supporter of the Self-Made Discord. I just so much love and support for Omega and for AO's case. I don't even know if we'll ever get a super chat praising Punk and praising Ibou. That's just how big of a mountain this is, and it looks like no one's rooting for the underdog as it seems.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it seems like a lot of the chat, a lot of people think that Kenny Omega is going to sweep this debate. A lot of people are thinking that that Kenny Omega is just going to sweep this debate, and it's very very possible. Kenny Omega has a great case for basically a lot of people really watching wrestling to begin with, but so does CM Punk. So that's how even it is, folks. That's why this is such a big event. That's why this is such a big live, because it's very very even. It's very very even when you don't think that it's even. So thank you for the super chat. Caster Shell, one of our good friends, Caster, $5. Yeah, and this is true. This is very, very true. Get the likes up. Get the likes up, guys. Please, please get the likes up.
Yeah, guys.
We have crossed over 1,000 live viewers, and hashtag self-made debates is trending on Twitter. Guys, make
Whoa.
sure you get in on this conversation. Make sure you get in on this conversation, because this live, it seems like it can only happen one time. Guys, this is history being made live here on the Self-Made channel, and it's only fair that we provide this kind of content to you guys live here tonight. So thank you for the super chat caster. 300 199, member of the Self-Made Discord. Rage bait or free will, who will win? Yeah, no. A lot of people are of the assumption that there's going to be a lot of rage baiting tonight live here on air. And me, if you guys have been in the Self-Made Discord and you've been in some of the Self-Made spaces, me and Chriso Bread are huge fans of rage baiting. So
Yeah.
it's a very very good form of not even just entertainment, it's just life. So thank you for the super chat. 300 Dispo 199, AO in 5. That seems to be the not the general opinion, but that seems to be the overwhelming opinion here.
I'm
Live in the
surprised he gave Ibou a game. To be honest, it looks like everyone thinks a sweep is coming. But this one was kind enough to give Ibou one game. Which is interesting to think of.
Exactly. A lot of people think it's gonna be a straight up just go. He's going home, and I don't know. We'll see. We'll definitely see. Steven, our friend Steven. Shout out to Steven. 199. Self-made over everyone. Kenny. Definitely. Thank you for the super chat, Steven, our good friend. Trust the process 34 199. Can we take a pre-debate poll for comparison's sake? I'm not sure. Is
Well,
that
I don't think
something?
we should sway the opinions.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
I feel
definitely.
like
We should
sometimes when
not.
people see polls, it sways opinions before even hearing the debate.
Absolutely.
But we appreciate the suggestion,
We
of
wanna, we
course.
wanna, we wanna, we. But if you do want to take a poll, make sure that you join the self-made Discord, because all of the way to vote on this debate on who you think had the better argument in every single case that we're going to be arguing tonight is in the self-made Discord. When you join the self-made Discord, remember, starting at $5, you go to the debate section in the Discord, and all the polls will be right there for all the arguments that we're going to be listening to tonight. So make sure you guys join the self-made Discord literally right now, starting at $5 right now.
Wait, Rob, I'm just getting word that self-made debates is trending #2 on Twitter right now. I just want to
Trending
say
number 2.
thank you to everyone who supports self-made, to supports, the guys, and it means a lot with the support. It makes us want to do better content. Uh, that's why we enlisted the help of our friend Cade. Just look at what he did for us on this presentation. We want to do better presentation. We want to have the best presentation on YouTube and in the wrestling media landscape. So thank you all. Keep tweeting #self-made debates. Get it on the conversation. Make your memes, make your jokes, make your opinions, make your predictions. Because it's not too long until the main event starts. AO versus Ibou, Omega versus Punk.
Yes, absolutely, guys. Thank you for having us trending number 2 worldwide on Twitter. You guys are insane. Austin Kinkle, $2. I predict Ibou will sympathy farm. Shout out self-made. We've already heard him doing a little bit of it, not early on Twitter. The video that he posted on Twitter of him sketching the line and say, "I am not a mouse, I am in lying." But I don't expect Ibou to sympathy farm. I do expect him to come out here in this debate and just if he loses, I expect it to pause, take it on the chin like a man. I expect him to just I don't expect him to be a sore loser about it. So we'll see. We haven't even started the debate yet. So
Yeah.
Griff, $10 from North Carolina. Kenny. Oh shit, I dropped my fucking AirPod. Omega.
Put the
Yeah,
fucking fingers in the sky, nigga.
Definitely. Thank you for the super chat, Griff. Our good friend, Griff. Thank you for the super chat. Love dogs, Avery, $1.99. Hope everything is doing well and love the dogs. Thank
Shout
you.
out dogs, man. I do
Absolutely.
love me some dogs. Shout
My
out Love
dog
Dog
is
Avery.
literally
Also, one of a supporter who's been supporting crazy recently. So we appreciate you, Avery.
a dog is has literally been trying to get up here for like 5 minutes. So yeah, shout out to the dogs. Shout out to the dogs. Margie loves 199. Y'all doubting Ibou's recall of details. Interesting.
He does have a remembrance, KK.
He
King
does
Cat.
have a I would say a more selective memory, but he does have a memory. A good memory nonetheless. Thank you for the super chat. Black Yakuzu 94, $2. I've always wanted to witness a public. Oh my god, I'm pretty sure that says a public.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
A public. I've always wanted to. I can't. I don't know what that
He
says.
always wanted to watch someone get decimated in public.
Yes, decimated in
Black
public.
Yakuza,
I'm not
long
gonna
time supporter as
say.
well.
So thank you for the super chat. All right, and then Quora Monster G, $2. Punk sweeps Kenny in the theme song department. That's a fair
Might be
take.
his best argument, but
That might be his best argument.
Battle Cry and Devil Sky and Hopes and Dreams. Then you have one of his newer theme, which is the final boss theme. No wrong.
I absolutely love Hopes and Dreams. Hopes and Dreams is like my favorite one.
Too, yes. Thank you for the super chat. Yo, Rob.
Yeah.
We said at the top of the show that we had some voices from the wider wrestling landscape. Would you want to get into some of those voices now before we get back into the super chats?
Absolutely, guys. We have some takes and we have some insight from people within the community. Let's take a look at our first our first set of takes from inside the community.
Hi, it's Israa. Yes, the First Lady is still alive.
My name is Rich Latta from One Nation Radio, and I'm here to talk about CM Punk and Kenny Omega.
What's up, guys? Jana Alba here from The Extreme Life of Matt Hardy and the Takedown on SI.
Hi, everyone. It's me, Jana.
Kenny Omega, the best big match performer in history of pro wrestling, in my opinion. Against CM Punk, one of the most impactful and generational talents in professional wrestling history.
Because in my opinion, there is no debate. While throughout his career, CM Punk has reached to the past to justify his creative instincts, Kenny Omega was too busy on redefining the now and the future. And you put their match catalogs against each other, it's staggering. We don't even have to do that.
I gotta go with Ibou's side on this one, only because I think Punk's impact is going to range decades. And while I think Kenny Omega is extremely important to the timeline of pro wrestling, I think Punk is very much in that stratosphere of impactful performers that is able to resonate for decades to come and inspired so many to get into the art on a much more mainstream level.
Even though time and time again, he's been proven to be an absolute fraud. There's no 7-year absence with Kenny Omega. One of these men is a Wrestling Observer Newsletter Hall of Famer, and the other one, hope he gets there one day.
I'm so glad I'm retiring. I don't know if I have a dog in this fight, because the answer to that is Seth Rollins. And actually, let me show you something. You see that? Oh, okay. You see that? Oh, okay.
And also, Punk's probably going to pass along personal talking points to Ibou. So, yeah, going with that side.
Who else is the GOAT of professional wrestling besides Kenny the Cleaner by God Omega himself? I think Ibou will put up a good fight. I love you, Ibou, but AO is going to bring it home. Bye.
In my expert opinion, two guys I like, Ibou, Big AO, causing chaos on Twitter for years, both of these men in their own respective ways. I'm taking Big AO for the win, but Ibou, do your thing.
Self-maders, y'all are eating really good. Like, this is going to be a bloodbath. So I'm glad that I could just kick my feet up and enjoy with the rest of you. So, yeah, I love you guys so much.
Wow. Amazing, thoughtful, and amazing, excellent insight from all contributors within the community that were in that video. We saw some very, very interesting stuff in that video, Chriso Bread. Like for example, the Seth Rollins is better than CM Punk tweet that we saw there. Very, very interesting stuff. Obviously, some interesting takes from John Alba and Rich Latta, things of that sort. Of course, John Alba mentioned CM Punk and his importance to a lot of the wrestlers within professional wrestling. Rich Latta also mentioning that there was no 7-year real life absence with Kenny Omega. Kenny Omega's been doing this for the past 15 years, especially like the past 10 years since CM Punk was gone. So that's very, very interesting to make a point of that, Chriso. Would you not say?
As Rich said, CM Punk has almost a decade away from the sport, not by injury, just for, just didn't want to do it anymore. He literally took his ball and went home. Obviously, it was, some circumstances going around that, but he didn't have to take 7 years. He could have went to New Japan Pro Wrestling. He could have went to Ring of Honor. He could have went to Pro Wrestling Guerrilla. He could have went to these places if he loved and had the passion for pro wrestling, but he didn't. He waited 7 years, and he waited until a company that CM Punk, he waited 7 years, of course, for a company that Kenny Omega helped create. Without Kenny Omega, there's no AEW. Without AEW, there's no CM Punk return. We don't know if he goes back to WWE without the help of him getting more exposure from AEW. We don't know that. But what we do know is those 7 years CM Punk was gone, Kenny Omega was making a name for himself in New Japan Pro Wrestling and DDT Pro Wrestling.
Yes.
All Japan Pro Wrestling, making a name for himself in the Indies, on PWG.
Well, CM Punk was still, keeping his name alive in the media, of course, doing some MMA and some UFC on the side in his absence from pro wrestling. So CM Punk was keeping his name out there, of course, also doing some movies and some TV shows in between.
what movie was your favorite CM Punk movie, if you don't mind me asking?
Girl on the Third Floor was a good movie. Girl on the Third Floor was a good movie. I did enjoy that movie. So think he's been keeping his name out there, while he was gone and while Kenny Omega was still doing his thing. So we still got some super chats here. We still got some super chats. So we'll go to our next one. Jay, $2. Biggest stream in all of pro wrestling media. Well,
Many are
you don't
saying
gotta
it.
tell us. Many are saying these things. You don't gotta tell us twice. So thank you for the super chat. Vernacular, $5. Punk FC Rise. I have no confidence in Ibou in this debate. By the way, everyone, thank Punk for the house, since everyone's hate for him got them tuning in. No. We will not be thanking CM Punk for the house, actually.
Thank you, CM Punk, for the
But
house.
we will be thanking you for the super chat. Pylons, $10. Hashtag Ratabouille. Ratabouille is great. Shout out to Pylons,
is hilarious.
Super chat. Epic Department 19, $4.99. Nagayo versus Matsumoto. McGregor versus Khabib. Ibou versus AO. These are the blood feuds which will be sung about in the history books. Guys, this is a history making event. Guys, we are trending currently. I think the last update we were trending number 1 right now. We are trending number 1 right now. Guys, remember to be a part of that trend, to be a part of the history that is tonight. Make sure you guys tweet at the hashtag self-made debate. Thank you for the super chat. Love Dogs Avery, $2. Love Omega, love Punk more.
That's a fair opinion.
That's a fair opinion. That's a fair opinion. Because you know how I think about it, Chriso? The fuck? You know how I think about it, Chriso? Yeah, I hit my elbow. A lot more people, did fall in love in pro wrestling first with the character of CM Punk before they did Kenny Omega. Like, this is known. So that
I'm
like
one
this
of
is,
them,
this is known, especially after the pipe bomb. But I feel like after the pipe bomb and after CM Punk left, I feel like, especially with the Okada Omega match, that went viral, went crazy. Everybody was talking about it. I feel like that you could also have an argument for Kenny Omega that also reignited people's love for professional wrestling. So both men in this debate have cases where they have reignited people's love for professional wrestling, and that's what makes this such a heated argument, such a valid argument to have right here tonight.
Yeah, man. As you said, I'm one of the men. Some people know, some people don't. CM Punk was my favorite wrestler when I first started watching wrestling in 2013, 14, right before he left, when he had the Wolverine joint going on. I was like, yo, this is a really cool guy. He speaks cool. He talks cool. He wrestles in a way I've never seen someone wrestle before. I wasn't a big wrestling fan in general. And then he left me for 7 years, and I thought I love wrestling. And you know who brought me back? The god of professional wrestling, the cleaner, the best bout machine, Kenny by God Omega. And he didn't just bring me back to wrestling. He brought me to a side of wrestling I didn't know about, Rob. A side of wrestling that WWE wasn't talking about. WWE wasn't producing matches like I saw in New Japan Pro Wrestling because of Kenny Omega.
Absolutely not.
CM Punk at his best was not producing matches on the level that Kenny Omega was. So Kenny Omega made me fall in love with wrestling that just wasn't WWE and wrestling in general. So as much as I thank Punk for getting me into the sport, I gotta thank Kenny Omega for keeping me in the sport. And I just it's just like that sometimes. Influence rages more than just introducing somebody to something. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Thank you for the super chat. Love Dogs Avery Sprouts, member of the Discord, 199. Hashtag Omegaism, hashtag homosexual, hashtag Squeak, hashtag Big Yeast, hashtag Robbins. Now we know what that is. And yo, you're getting ticketed. I promise you're getting ticketed. Watch this. Thank you for the super chat. All right, and then we got Vacant, $4.99. The real reason Punk ain't faced Kenny in AEW is because he'd have to acknowledge that there is a God and he is Kenny Omega.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Amen. You know, there was the opportunity for that to take place. There was the opportunity for that to take place. Folks, please remember, be a part of history, but also be a part of an even bigger history of growing this channel. Remember to like the video, subscribe. Please like the video and subscribe. Also, liking the video, and make sure even when the video is, or make sure you send your chats in it. Even when the video is over, make sure you remember to send comments in the comment section if you're watching this back. It does help push the video, and it does help get the video out there and get this history that we are making out there. So make sure you guys get that up and out there. Big Chopper from the Discord, 199. We making Ibou sing Battle Cry after losing.
He better be
Hey,
word
man.
for word, spot on spot. Thank you for a $2 super chat, Big Chopper.
Absolutely. All right, and then let's get to this next super chat. Ja Flakes 199. Kenny helped make a company to get wrestlers paid. That is true. This is something that happened. RedRaiderDre, the maker, the creator of the self-made theme song and the self-made YouTube channel outro, 199. We are trending, people. Hashtag self-made forever, guys.
Forever.
We are trending right now. Last updated, #1 still on Twitter right now, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you guys so much for getting us to that point. Berkey 199. I got this month's rent on AO. Hashtag it comes with V Trigger. Oh no. I wouldn't say oh no. I wouldn't say oh no though, because AO does have the reputation and the and really the record to make you put your rent money on AO, really. So I would understand that. Remember, what's the current Vegas standings? The current Vegas betting odds right now, Chriso?
Ibou is plus 1,200.
Wow, that's a really steep hill to climb. That's a really dangerous side to be on, guys. Really dangerous side. Thank you for the super chat, Berkey. Rob Harrington 199. Kenny Omega would beat Punk's UFC career too.
He does have a positive record.
That
a winning
is true.
record in mixed martial arts.
That is true. What would be the record? What would be the record, Chriso?
0-2.
Hey man. You know, it is what it is. Thank you for the super chat. We got our next super chat, SMG $10. Kenny is undoubtedly one of the best bell-to-bell performers of all time, but did he ever sell out a 15K arena on a rumor? It comes with Pepsi Plunge. We're not gonna answer that question because that question will probably be answered later tonight, live in the debate. But hey man, that's a very interesting point that you made there. So, Tristan Jones, $5. Omega AO might sweep tonight. Not gonna lie, the rage bait will be legendary. Hashtag self-made forever. Hashtag that's a mouse.
Thank you, Tristan.
Thank you, Tristan, for the super chat, member of the Discord as well. 3300 199. AO coming down like like an escaped Dolphy from Impel Down.
Thank you.
DZTV, $2. I got Ibou 3-2 bump all that other noise. That's very interesting.
Right there.
That's very interesting. Thank you for the super chat. Blow Grana Kid 65 SEK. I don't know what currency that is, but thank you. If Ibou wins this debate, he should consider a career in politics. Hey man, with the amount of political tweets he be making, you know, and they're good ones. They're good ones. They're good ones. But you don't know. We'll see. We might find out. So Top Rope Bozo 199. Punk, the biggest hypocrite. Ain't no way AO loses. That is true. CM Punk. I feel like a detriment here. CM Punk though, Chriso, is his hypocritical past. I do feel like that would be a big detriment, and kind of in the case that he has, you know, for tonight's debate. because a lot of people do care about that kind of thing. Would you not agree?
I mean, yeah. Public opinion is a real thing. It's a thing that many people care about, not just in wrestling, but every single sports, every single form of media. John Jones, who some think is the greatest fighter of all time, has terrible PR, terrible public opinion because he's a horrible person. Obviously, CM Punk is not even close to the level that John Jones is as a bad human being. But now, as a wrestling fans, he's not a great person. He has bad PR. He's done some things that's maybe left sour taste in people's mouths, maybe. But that's up to Ibou to dictate how he wants to, work past that and work past everyone's disdain for some of the things CM Punk does. And yeah, it's something that Ibou has to, work into his game plan.
Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you for the super chat, Top Row Bozo. Papaya King, $9.99. Shout out to Papaya King. We have Match Rex, movie nights, anime talks, pay-per-view watch-alongs, and more. Be a part of the best wrestling community. Fantasy football is also starting in the Discord soon. Best $5 deal in the business. Definitely, absolutely, guys. They are starting a fantasy football league for this season in this Discord very soon. And you could be a part of that if you love football for only $5. So thank you for the super chat. 6-star friend of the channel and also of Late Night Grin of $4.99. Omegaism is the truest way of life, the most noble path to walk, self-made forever. That is true. That is true. Omegaism is a good way of life. Is a true way of life. Andrew Brown, $2. Kenny Omega came out to one-winged angel. That is true. That is also true. He did come out to the actual song that is One Winged Angel. So, absolutely. And we got our first big super chat of the night. Our good friend, Antonio. Shout out to Antonio with $100 super chat. We taking care of Pepsi Man. Hey, man, that could very, very possibly happen. Thank you, Tone, very much for the super chat. Our good friend. Shout out to Tone.
A friend. Long-time supporter also. Well, just a friend in general.
Literally. Absolutely. Been sending this since the beginning, since Unpurist.
Yeah.
Definitely. Thank you for the super chat, Tone. Riley, $10. Day one self-mader. Bought more spaces than anyone. I believe in self-made, but I know with my heart that tonight Kenny hits the one-winged angel and CM Punk finally goes to sleep himself. Thank you, Riley, for the super chat. Very, very and very impactful with the spaces. Thank you. Ultra Instinct, £4.99. I like you, Mouse Boo, but tonight you crumble. Along with CM Bum's Goat Case, CM Bum. Hashtag AO stomping out the rodent. This mouse boot thing is catching on.
It's catching on, man.
It's catching on. Slinging bread, $4.99. Give me Israa versus IBs versus that one Uber Mox fan debate for the best Shield member.
That one Mox fan, man.
That one Mox fan. That one Mox fan is they won't let you. Aaron Ruggiero, $5. Mouse boot, too focused on the cheese. He forgetting about the trap. I fear what AO is going to do to this man. Hey, man, that's what a lot of people are saying. A lot of people are very much in fear of what AO is going to do to this man live on air tonight. So we'll see. Easy McConan, $1.99. Prime Hunma is better than Punk. Hey, man,
I agree.
Hey, you don't get no disagreement from me. Hey, if y'all disagree, go watch Ishii Punk. I mean Ishii versus Hanma. And maybe you'll agree. C-Rose, $4.99. Omega has held 3 world championships simultaneously while basically being held together by tape. It's not a debate. That is true. That's also true. That's also true. Held 3 different promotions down. So Chief, $4.99. Chriso send Rob to Dagestan 2 years and forget. What the fuck? Why do I gotta go to Dagestan? I mean, I'm not having no problem going to Dagestan. Why do I gotta go?
6 months and I called twice.
You send son 2 years to Dagestan. Don't forget. Thank you for the super chat. We got Manny Calavera, $5. Punk used to be my GOAT, but Kenny rewired my wrestling brains. I didn't really know what was possible till I saw him. Kenny is the true GOAT. That is as Chriso just said like earlier.
Yeah.
That's a lot that helps to happen for a lot of people. So we'll see. Love Dogs Avery with another $1 super chat. Thank you for the super chat. Fuzzy Slippers, 199. Kenny invented his finisher. Punk stole Kenta's. That's hey man.
True.
That's another thing that's very true. Folks, we're going to keep going with super chats in a minute, but as we told you at the beginning of the show, we're not the only ones involved in this pre-show. We're not the only ones involved in this debate. As we told you earlier, that we have many takes and many inclusions from people from around the wrestling landscape, and some people are even outside of the wrestling landscape. Let's take a look at more of these takes that we got coming.
All right, CM Punk, Kenny Omega, who's the quote-unquote GOAT out of these two.
All right, this is Lil Smoke, a fellow moderator of the Selfmade Discord.
What's up, guys? Charlie here.
When you hear AO versus Ibou doing a debate, that's like the battle of the heads right there, you know what I'm saying? These are two people that really changed the game when talking about wrestling outside of WWE.
Yo, it's Kaz.
Hey, it's Katherine.
Look at my eyes, what do you see? A clash of personalities, or even companies. CM Punk, Kenny Omega. You know, obviously CM Punk didn't leave AEW on the best of terms and is now corporate WWE guy. The C stands for corporate. So that's going to be a hard argument for Ibou to make against AO, who's going to have the internet wrestling community rallying around Kenny Omega and his ability as a worker. However, when it comes to Impact, it's going to take a hell of a pipe bomb of an argument in order for Omega to beat one Mr. CM Punk.
All time, man, I got Kenny Omega. From the Christ route to the one-winged angel itself. Kenny Omega essentially saved my wrestling fandom, you know what I'm saying? In terms of who I think is going to come out the victor in this debate, it's definitely AO. There's more net positives to say about Kenny Omega and his contributions to wrestling than CM Punk's contributions to wrestling.
On Team AO over here, I think Kenny Omega is absolutely the GOAT. Professional wrestling.
For me, it's simple. It's CM Punk. CM Punk has done a ton in his wrestling career, and in my opinion, he's drew a lot more money than Kenny Omega, which some people be like, oh, that doesn't make you the GOAT. Kenny's had a lot of great matches, and I'm a huge fan of Kenny. But for me,
I do think Kenny Omega has the better GOAT case than CM Punk, and because of that, I do think AO is also going to win this debate. But with that being said, it's going to be an all-out war. It's going to be a great show, and I think the real winners are going to be the fans that are watching the stream.
I personally think he's the better wrestler on the mic. His promos are second to none. But when you consider what the Clean has done in Japan and in America and building AEW from the ground up, and his work with, you know, the Golden Lovers and Okada and Ospreay and that G1 final with Naito, oh my god, that's one of my favorite matches of all time.
I'm giving CM Punk my GOAT case, and I'm sorry, man. Say how you want. You can be you can be a legend. You'd be one of the best to ever do it. But I cannot consider you a true GOAT unless you've done it on the biggest stage there is. And yes, that includes Kenny Omega. So, debate amongst yourselves. I know still a lot of hurt feelings on things that's happened in the past involving Punk and the Elite. But I think even the most hardened Punk haters will tell you he's one of the greatest of all time. So,
There's only one of these men that has main evented the Tokyo Dome multiple times and won the G1 and achieved everything there is to do over there. Sure, Punk has his accolades, but there is only one Kenny Omega in this world, and quite frankly, when you're putting his career up beat by beat against anyone else, no one's going to come closer. So Kenny Omega is my pick, and obviously that means that I am rooting for AO and think that he is going to win this debate.
in terms of these two, and again, you know, some might argue Kenny has the better wrestling matches, sure. But at the end of the day, I think Punk has very good wrestling matches and sells a hell of a lot more tickets than Kenny Omega right now. All due respect to Kenny, Punk's the GOAT.
All right, we got, guys, I want to say thank you guys very much. thank you guys so much for the way you have pushed this stream, the way you have pushed everything tonight, the way you're pushing the hashtag on Twitter, which if I can get an update on where the trending is, I think it's still either number 2 or number 1 right now, if I'm not mistaken. So we're still trending live here right now. And guys, it's not over. This is only the pre-show portion of this show. Guys, remember the main event is coming up very, very soon. But we still got some super chats to go through. We still got some of your opinions and your comments to go through. So let's speed through those kind of quickly so we can kind of get.
Let's alternate these two so we can both of us get
absolutely, absolutely. First Collision Cowboy 499. Ibou proving his Omega and Hangman FC membership were fraudulent in 1 year. We know what he's all about. Hashtag I hear the battle cry. Absolutely.
100%. Grin, $5 super chat. All I know is I've never seen Punk have an entrance as cool as Kenny coming out as Sephiroth, and that alone is enough to win. Hashtag it come with V Trigger. Sephiroth's entrance, one of my favorite entrances of all time. I agree.
Absolutely. It's a great entrance. It's a great entrance. Thank you for the super chat. Mike M, 14 Canadian. I quote unquote, I thank CM Punk for getting me into the sport, but I gotta thank Kenny Omega for keeping me in the sport. Is bars. The debate is over. Hey man, we'll see. Very, very soon. Jay Will, $10. Did you want to read this one or should I just go ahead?
Oh, go ahead.
Oh, Jay Will, $10. As a day one self-mader, I'm happy as fuck for all of y'all. This is the biggest thing y'all ever done and deserve all the success coming to y'all. Hashtag self-made shit. Hashtag self-made forever. Hashtag just getting started. And hashtag thank Joe for the house. Absolutely. And guys, remember, hashtag self-debates if you want to be in on the conversation. So we got Slick Johnny, $2, and it comes with hashtag what's the capital of Thailand. Very, very memorable promo from Kenny. Steph of Hawks fandom, £4.99. Ibou's close relationship with Punk's camp could swing the game in their clutch. AO and Omega's camp haven't shown they can play together. Interesting. Very, very interesting point. Very interesting point. Thank you for the super chat. Andrew Brown, $2. If Ibou loses, he should sing One Winged Angel. Hey man.
I agree.
Hey man. Yo, y'all gonna be fucked up when we start doing shit on here and there's wagers. And what's it called? What's the shit called? There's punishments?
Punishment wagers.
Hey man. Ryan Sacchini, $2.79 Canadian. Have fun, gents. Thank you, Ryan Sacchini,
Thank you, Ryan.
supporter of the channel. Clip Gang season. Punk may be the best promo ever. Kenny may be the greatest in-ring performer ever. Both make you believe, but nothing makes me believe more than how good both y'all look right now. Hashtag suited. Hashtag big curb. Hashtag Shinzaki versus Fujita. Yo, please somebody ticket this. Yo, I've been begging for a month. Ticket this nigga. Ticket this nigga. Yo, we ticketing you for that match too. You're getting 2. You're getting 2 tickets. Thank you for the super chat. Cooper Hoffman, $5. Punk makes you feel in a way that few wrestlers have ever been able to do. Hashtag we hate Weekend. Hashtag fill me up. Well,
fill me up is crazy.
Hashtag fill me up is crazy. First of all, second of all, hey man, hashtag we hate Weekend. Not a lot of us are different on that. So thank you for the super chat. Ish $4.99 decided not to troll this one time, but I want to say good luck to both Ibou and AO. Thank you, Ish. Thank you, Ish, big supporter and a member of the Discord. So thank you, Ish. Ricky Saints, $9.99. No way my zaddy Ibou will lose today. We booking our flights right after you win, Ibou. We celebrating. Yes. Thank you for the super chat, Ricky. Ricky has been a big supporter of the channel for years, so thank you for the super chat.
That Ricky,
yeah, that Ricky, not the actual Ricky. The next one, Abraham Chagoya, $1.99. Agoon to CM Punk and not Kenny Omega. Hashtag best in the world. Hashtag real glass. I mean, I guess
$2, bro.
That's something. Hey man, if that's what you're into, no problem with that. Isaac Gudino, $1.99. Why does Punk win? Moments over matches. Hashtag busted open radio. Oh, brother. Thank you for the super chat. Broly 7 4.99. Imagine if Stone Cold was just a great wrestler. Lol. That's the difference between Kenny and Punk. Kenny is the Bret, and Punk is the Stone Cold Steve Austin. Well, first of all, don't ever compare Kenny Omega to Bret Hart a day in life. Uh, Kenny Omega is like leagues above Bret Hart. Bret Hart, not even like top. Is Bret Hart even top 20 Canadian wrestlers? Chriso? We'll
No.
different stream. Yeah, we're gonna do a stream where we name like 500 niggas better than Bret Hart one day. Trust. Thank you for the super chat. Steve Ramirez 4.99. One wrestler was a drug collector and it wasn't Pepsi Phil. Hashtag Omega FC. Hashtag by God. Hashtag self-made and hashtag self-made debates if you want to be a part of the competition on Twitter.
Rob, before we get through the rest of these, we will get through the rest of these. Let's go off that last video of, when we see some names that might surprise you, sent in some videos and some
Absolutely,
opinions.
guys. That's the first two vids are not all the people that we have giving takes in store for you. Let's start that third video right now.
What's up, y'all? It's Tyrese Haliburton here.
I'm Lyric, and this is Dani. We host the Dynamite Diaries every single Wednesday.
What's up, you guys? Sean from Fightful.
So it's a very interesting discussion because on one side you have an absolute legend of the sport, someone who changed wrestling as we know, someone that no matter how much time he was away, everyone's still waiting for him to come back, just so excited to always see him. And then on the other side you have CM Punk, so I guess it's not that really hard of a decision, and AO is going to wipe the floor with Ibou.
CM Punk versus Kenny Omega, two GOATs, two elites, but only one is in the WWE.
Kenny Omega and CM Punk are not peers.
Not peers.
I think there are so many ways to weigh this, from CM Punk's, what I assume is an overwhelming victory from the promo department, to Kenny Omega's, what I assume is an overwhelming volume of great matches, plus the ease of ability to see so many of Kenny Omega's matches with the internet coming along so prevalently. But
we got Ibou versus AO. I've already cooked Ibou in a Knicks Pacers debate, but I feel like he's going to be able to respond and take home the W for CM Punk. So I got Ibou. Let's go.
Thing that differentiates Kenny Omega from CM Punk is that extended match catalog is against good opponents. CM Punk cannot say the same for the most part.
As far as Ibou and AO, like, listen, I am leaning towards Ibou because I think he will make, I think he'll approach it like a lawyer, defending what I assume is CM Punk.
Kenny Omega was doing the work!
Guess who built one, baby?
While you were sitting at home AEW, he said we gonna turn up. He said we gonna turn up New Japan.
And I have been on the other end of those. Nothing against AO. I've just been on the other end of Ibou wrestling arguments, and I have not yet with AO. But I think it's going to be a very close one, a lot closer than people will give it credit for. And a lot of it is how you weigh stuff in America, stuff in Japan. I'm excited to see this.
Ibou, count your days. Big AO will be taking this home. He has no choice, actually, because if you lose the Kenny Omega debate, you will have to answer to us. I'll tell you.
Alrighty, folks. And yo, thank you. I want to say thank you right now to each and every person throughout all three videos that we played here, right here on this pre-show. I want to thank everyone in all three videos for taking time out of their probably busy schedules to make those videos. We appreciate literally everyone who chimed in on the self-made debates that we got here lined up for you guys tonight. Folks, we're going to go through some of these super chats quickly so we can get the debate started. And guys, let's go through a lot of these. Okay, so we did this one. We did not do this one. High Fly Low, which I think is Les. Thank you for the super chat, Les. Good friend and supporter of the show. $5. Punk is a landlord and probably never even listened to Dirk, Keith, or G. Kenny over Punk. Hey, man, that is true. One of these things is true, and that is that. Certain people are landlords. But hey, that's neither here nor there. That's none of my business.
The Wonderwall, is that apes or opes?
Lopes. The Wonderwall Lopes.
Wonderwall Lopes. $2 super chat. I cannot see that.
It says balls are
paid by Saudi for Pepsi propaganda. That's true. He did go to Saudi Arabia.
Hey man. But we're not saying nothing you don't already know. Club Lucha $2. When y'all running the CMLL versus AAA debate?
We gotta find someone to pick Team AAA.
Hey man, I'll gladly be Team AAA, nigga. Hey man,
All right, bro.
y'all know what we do. Y'all saw what we did the other night. Shout out to AAA. Gone Death to $4.99. I get why AEW and New Japan fans feel the way they do, but as characters between Ring of Honor, WWE, and AEW, Punk damn near is wrestling.
Interesting
You can make
opinion.
that argument. You can have that opinion. You can make that argument. Metal Dax singer, $4.99. Punk started the revolution. Omega carried the torch. Interesting, very very interesting point of view. Blicky 40 rupees. Hashtag and it comes with GTS. AO about to go to sleep. We'll see. 818 Kira 999. Kenny and the Elite changed the entire industry. Punk dropped the pipe bomb. Kenny was part of the crew actually who took action. Plus the GOAT in ring. Punk is all bark and no bite. Thank you for the super chat. It's Luger 199. Every Omega Dome match was outdrawn by Muto, by the way. Yo, if you want our opinion on that, just go watch Self-Made Overtime from earlier this week. Later after the show, obviously. Thank you for the super chat. Van Jiminator $4.99. Holy drip, Rob. Hashtag respectfully. Bought takes to my first show for Sir Kenneth. Love Phil, but it comes with one winged angel. Thank you.
Yeah.
Super chat. Van Jiminator. Commonwealth Cowboy $5. Baydala and Kazeem pointing at ticket sales when a whole ass company was made because Kenny was going nuts. Hashtag under the devil's sky. That is true. Tickets are a good argument, but Kenny Omega also has a big ticket argument too, which we will probably hear from AO later on tonight. So Cook $4.99. How many wrestling promotions were made off the back of a CM Punk match? Hashtag I hear the battle cry. Hey man. I don't know. Patrick Stone, £4.99. One of these men wants to get rid of Seth Weekend. Hashtag fill me up. Okay, y'all gotta like
That's a crazy hashtag.
That's a crazy hashtag. Hashtag it comes with palm wings. Hashtag cult of Ibusernality. That is crazy. Aaron Ruggiero, $5. Seeing Halle in that video package has inspired me. Ibou in 7. Fed FC Rise. Hashtag I stand with WWE is crazy. Hashtag we drinking Pepsi tonight. Thank you for the super chat. Bold Brash, $20. Yeah, we're gonna make Ibou sing tonight. Wait, hold on. Hey, what? I don't know what this song is.
La 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 ha is low. Hey,
Oh,
yo, ha, ba, da.
the fucking Arab money.
Money.
I didn't get it. Hashtag I'm purist the goats, hashtag self-made debates, and hashtag self-made. Guys, remember you can be part of history
Thank
by
you, Bo Brush.
including the hashtag self-made hashtag self-made debates hashtag, excuse me. Andrew Brown, $5. There's a case for Omega being a different draw than Ric Flair. There very much is. And then we have Steph of Hawks Fandom, 199 pound. On behalf of Punk FC, we have paid Ref Hulbert. What the fuck? Tony Kucher, $4.99 pound. AO will dismantle Ibou's North Korean-esque propaganda machine. Hashtag AO for the people. Hashtag Kim Jong-un is crazy. The cake, $2. Just want to say the Kirby hat is fire, Chriso. Thank you for the super chat. And JP Weezy, one of the head mods in the self-made Discord. People think CM Punk is actually good, by the way. It comes with Kenny Omega. And guys, those are all the super chats that we have for right now.
Whoa. You feel that, Rob?
Absolutely.
Oh, I just felt some hockey in there. I felt some aura.
Fuck?
First of all, thanks everyone for the super chats. Thanks everyone for tweeting the hashtag and subscribing to the Patreon and following us everywhere. It means a lot. But with that being said, Rob, I think it's time to introduce the third man in the ring. The one, the only, the grinner, Joe Hulbert.
Absolutely.
Joe, welcome to the stream. I hope you've been enjoying the pre-show, and I hope you're ready for the task you have at hand here. How you feel?
You know, it seems to have gone well. I've not been paying a ton of attention because, as you know, Chris, you've been around me in these kind of situations. I do take this job very seriously. I'm nervous. I'm always nervous for a big fight. You know, I hope both guys make it out safely. My job is to ensure that and to keep some order inside the ropes. So I want to see as everyone does. We have a huge audience tonight. I'm aware of that, no question. But I need to focus in. But it seems like you fellas have done a wonderful job keeping this professional. I will try to do the same.
Absolutely, man. We absolutely trust in your good and fair judgment in this fight, Joe. We'll ask you really quick before we get started. What are you most looking forward to in tonight's fight?
Well, I'm intrigued to see Ibou's tactics. You know, we try and, you know, kind of block out the noise. We all know what the conversation is, right? He's an underdog coming in. Vegas has made that very clear. But I believe he is nothing if not a tactician. I think he will have some kind of ploys, some kind of tricks up his sleeve. And that is what intrigues me. So I'm going to kind of be monitoring that as we go here. I hope none of those tactics are illegal. That would be beneath this event, quite frankly, which is clearly a major one, trending worldwide, all of those great things. So very exciting times. I'm intrigued how this plays out.
Yeah, well, thank you, Joe, for, you know, agreeing to be in this hostile environment. You know, might have to take a ref bump, hopefully not. But me and Rob had really fun time doing this pre-show, guys. Thanks everyone for support and staying with us through this whole thing. But the main event's coming up, and me and Rob, we gotta get away from this crossfire. You know,
we gotta get out of here.
We gotta get out of here.
Crazy.
So we're gonna hand the reins off to Joe, and we're gonna get out of here. Thank you, Joe. Thank you, Rob, for being an amazing co-host. And
absolutely,
we'll see y'all later, chatters. Enjoy.
Thanks,
enjoy. Do enjoy.
There you go, folks. Our pre-show panelists step through the ropes, which means it's time for our Titans to enter. It's finally here. 70 minutes of conversation, analysis, all of the above, but now we find out our answer. It's time to introduce our fighters representing Team CM Punk. He asked me to introduce him this way, so this is how I'll do it. It is Ibou, backup, Hangman. He's claiming that's his surname. That's up for you to discuss. But he is entering right now. Ibou,
what's
how you
happening?
feeling?
What's going on, everybody? What's happening? What's going on? Listen, Ibou self-made, Ibou wrestle purist, Ibou backup hangman. I'm here to show the world that I am a man, I am a giant, I'm a fucking mouse, and through the power of intellectual honesty, through the power of passion, and through the power of the belief that the few have given me, I'm going to win a debate that I'm widely expected to lose. Folks, tonight, I'm not here to change your mind on Kenny Omega and CM Punk. I'm here to convince you that I had a better argument tonight. I'm going to beat AO. I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to shock the world in the biggest house that we've ever fucking potted in front of. Joe, we got 1.4 thousand people in this building. We're trending #1 on Twitter. That's the power of unsponsored ground level wrestling content creation. It is a special occasion. I am proud that you, as my brother, are here to referee this fight, and I know you're going to referee a fair fight. Tonight, I'm going to knock AO the fuck out.
Okay, let's not get carried away here. Do not be swayed by Ibou's nerves. He's just feeling that intensity. I feel it too, and I bet our third man is also feeling it.
Let's fucking go!
Kenny Omega, a returning King AO is in the building, folks. Here we go. My God, we're here. AO, welcome.
You know the fucking vibes. It's Big AO. My debut on my fucking channel. You feel me? Hey, chat, let me ask you something real quick before we even get into the debate. Y'all like the content they've been putting out? It's because I backed out the whip on these bitch ass niggas, and I told them they have to start the channel today. They have to push it today. They have to start making content today, so I could return and have the stream that we were having for you today. You feel me? I've done a lot for y'all, chat. A lot that y'all don't know about. But tonight I'm going to do the most important thing I've done in my wrestling content creation career. Not only am I going to elevate not fucking CM Punk. Yeah, you elevate. Stay in hell where you belong. Not only, yo, little boy. I didn't interrupt you. Don't interrupt me. Yo, what did Lil Wayne say again? He said, real nigga talking. Shut the fuck up, ho. Ibou, shut the fuck up, all right?
Fellas.
I'm speaking.
Proceed.
Sorry, Joe. Got a little carried away. Ibou's going to approach y'all with a lot of fake bravado, a lot of fake confidence, a lot of fake swagger. It's not Ibou. We know that's not him. I was ready to do this when we came up with the idea last Sunday. Ibou said he needed a week to prepare, a week to plan, a week to make up to cook up the nerves and whatnot. He's a coward. He's a coward. But you know, I hope he has fun. I hope he has fun. Because he certainly didn't come here to win. He knows it's not something that he can win. But when you're addicted to riding dick, it makes you do crazy things. That's all I gotta say.
Some colorful language, no doubt, here. But we understand this is the fight game. Emotions, it's gonna happen, right? We get it. But I think it's time now we get this thing underway. So again, I want to stress while you're here, let's keep it clean. No punches below the belt. And with that in mind, I want to give you guys a chance to have a civil opening. We're going to start with opening arguments. I would like to set the tone in terms of dignity by letting you guys decide who would go first. Can we do that, fellas? Is that okay? Can we do that?
I have no problem being civil with my fellow brother. Ayo, I think you should go first, my man.
Ayo, you accept that?
No, I don't accept. Ibou, go ahead, bro.
No, it's cool, bro. You go first, brother.
Go ahead. We're not gonna do this whole little back and forth thing. I'm giving you you have all of wrestling state media on your side. It seems so obvious, according to them. So I'm gonna let you ride off the wave of that since it just recently happened. You had who you had SRS, you had Baydala, you had Kazeem, all those guys. They believe in you, bro. So go ahead, lay out your argument, Ibou.
Okay. Folks, I'm here to argue that CM Punk has a stronger GOAT case than Kenny Omega. And I'd like to say off the top that I think Kenny Omega is an excellent professional wrestler, among the greatest of his generation. When we talk about the story of wrestling this century, Joe, Kenny Omega is a part of that story. Not only is he a part of that story, Kenny Omega defines an entire chapter of the story of wrestling this century. And chapters are great. We remember chapters. But when I look at this, CM Punk is the story of wrestling this century. Walk with me, everybody. When you think about where wrestling trended this century, when you think about where we went, the directions we went, CM Punk has a hand in a lot of it. I'll put it to you this way. A lot has changed about American pro wrestling over the last 25 years. A lot. And Tupac once said in 1993, Joe, he said, I might not be able to change the world, but I will spark the brain that changes the world. CM Punk sparked the brain of the modern hardcore wrestling fan movement that now defines the landscape that we currently sit in. Point blank, period. This man took Ring of Honor to new heights. That first major era of Ring of Honor that cultivated so many incredible careers, so many generational talents that now define these shows that we watch today. In the eye of the storm of a lot of that first era resides CM Punk, among other names. And it was there that we began some of the great moments from CM Punk's career. CM Punk's career has moments that are so great that they're not just the best CM Punk moments, they're among the best moments in the history of American wrestling. And we still talk about them to this day, whether that be the fake departure of Ring of Honor with the first Summer of Punk in 2005, whether that be the pipe bomb, whether that be his return to pro wrestling after a 7-year absence. Speaking of that 7-year absence, Joe, my big argument for CM Punk is whether he was in the ring, out the ring, or out the business, he was the conversation. He was the conversation. No matter what, people talk about CM Punk and they care about CM Punk. So much so that a podcast in late 2014 was the story of the business for months. Analysis, interviews about the podcast. That's what CM Punk does. That's the staying power of CM Punk. People chanted his name in venues in his absence for 7 years and they never forgot him. And that's the thing about this business, Joe. The thing about wrestling is you don't die when your heart stops beating. You die when the people forget you. They never have and they never will forget CM Punk. Wrestlers stay in this business so they don't get forgotten. CM Punk can be anywhere he wants to be, and they will make him the main topic of pro wrestling. He was the first major independent crossover star onto WWE, and that doesn't mean his career is automatically more valid than other wrestlers. However, that began a chain that allowed for the success of a bunch of other wrestlers to follow. Point blank period, undeniably. Because of that, he's an extremely influential figure in pro wrestling. CM Punk is influential. CM Punk is constantly talked about. He's constantly cared about. He's the conversation. He's the story of this century. And beyond all of that, I'll close this opening statement by simply saying this. On every facet of the game, CM Punk has reached the apex of this medium. Verbally, pipe bomb. In ring, Chicago, Money in the Bank 2011. And to complete this triple threat, influence and power, selling out an arena off a rumor of his return. And that's the thing he didn't just do one night. That's the thing he's done time and time of his career. CM Punk is among the greatest of all time and the greatest of this century.
Strong. An opening argument, certainly emphasizing the influence of CM Punk. I'm intrigued to see AO's response. AO, your opening argument here for the debate. Folks, bear with us here. Maybe collecting his thoughts.
My apologies. Didn't know I was muted.
You're fine.
Folks, there are a lot of falsehoods that need to be corrected. There are a lot of talking points that are just blatantly untrue. We talk about CM Punk selling out an arena on a rumor. Let's talk about Kenny Omega selling out Madison Square Garden on the rumor that the Elite would work that New Japan show. Did he? No, he did not, because he was banned because of Harold Meiji. He was a little butthurt. He was a little butthurt that AEW was started. It was sold out. For those of you that weren't watching New Japan at the time, you might have heard Jay White say once or twice or 3 or 17,000 times, he single-handedly sold out Madison Square Garden. It's just a tactic to get heat, folks. If you were there, you know it was Kenny Omega. Let's talk about Kenny Omega making New Japan Pro Wrestling a global brand. You know, it's cute that we see the AJ Styles edits. It's cute that we see the AJ Styles Aura pictures. AJ had a pretty good New Japan run. He did. What did he make it the global juggernaut that Kenny Omega and the Elite did? Absolutely not. And you were saying, what, Ayo? What? This is sacrilege. You simply were not there at the time, or you don't know what you're talking about. Kenny Omega got Bullet Club shirts into Hot Topic nationally on his back a year after he became leader of the Bullet Club. Hot Topic across the world. National media was asking WWE at WrestleMania, Why are there no Bullet Club shirts for sale in the shop? I came here looking for a Bullet Club shirt. They made those shirts so mainstream that casuals didn't even know it wasn't a WWE gimmick. At the height of the Bullet Club's fame, those shirts were selling with Austin 316 merch. They were going hand in hand. They were going band for band with NWA merch. That's what Kenny Omega did. Kenny Omega and Chris Jericho made New Japan a global brand. You want to talk about ROH becoming a pretty big indie? Let's talk about what was done for New Japan. Let's talk about how they were able to sell arenas in the United States. Let's talk about how the whole arena was chanting Kenny Omega. That's all I gotta say right now, folks.
An interesting conclusion to your opening argument. I don't know if anyone expected that. Some prop bets in Vegas right now that are booming. But that's where we start, folks. And there's a whole lot still to discuss. One thing that I am surprised, very little conversation about the bell-to-bell action. I think it would make sense for us to delve a little deeper into that. If we're going to do this debate and we're going to do it properly, I think that's where we should start. With that in mind, we'll go back to Ibou. The general consensus seems to be that while CM Punk's best work is impeccable, the in-ring department is not one that he necessarily wins opposite Kenny Omega. How would you respond to that, Ibou?
What I would say is this. Wrestling is a subjective art form. And that's the beauty. That's why we consume this thing. I wouldn't fight anybody that said Kenny Omega is athletically superior to CM Punk. In fact, I'll do a debate. No. He is athletically superior to CM Punk. It would be dishonest for me to even remotely try to fight AO on that. So I'll use it myself. Kenny Omega is an athletically superior athlete to CM Punk. So you must think, okay, so then how does CM Punk keep up? How does he get it done? How does he get it by bell to bell? But the beauty of this business, Joe, this art form, this medium that we all love, that has gotten 2,000 people to listen to us talk about, is that there are so many different ways to be great. And ultimately, you have done your job when you make these people feel and care. And CM Punk, for damn near 30 years, has achieved that in spite of being physically and athletically below the average person that enters this business. He said himself in his Best in the World documentary in 2012 that he was not a natural athlete opposite Scott Colt Cabana. Many of his peers in Ring of Honor were incredible athletes that excelled in sports and other athletic endeavors. CM Punk was not that. He was a skinny punk rock kid, the type of young outcast that wouldn't make it in a field like professional wrestling. To me, that's something that should be uplifted and talked about. Because to me, that's an achievement. It's one thing when a man who can jump high and run fast and is muscular can succeed in pro wrestling. When a guy like Philip Jack Brooks, 2 left feet sometimes, has been called skinny fat, so on and so forth, a bunch of tattoos, weird hair. When a kid like that can draw you in and engage you in a wrestling match and stay with you and do his thing, it's like, man, God bless. That means you're doing something right. And I'll tell you what, he's been doing something right for 30 years. Like I said, CM Punk is an excellent pro wrestler. He's an excellent pro wrestler. What he lacks in physicality sometimes or athleticism, he makes up for in spades with his instincts. And in wrestling, historically, to me, the most important thing is instincts, because it's that feel for the game that allows to make the people care. He draws you in with the in-ring storytelling ability, and that's a cliche. That's a buzzword that people use to death. It's a buzzword people misuse and abuse. However, I use it in this context, chat. Telling a story. What is the direction of this match? What is he going for here? What is he trying to exude and portray in the match. He's been a ratty heel who's kind of a gnat to take care of. He's the underdog sometimes. He's been the grizzled vet. We've seen him play all of these roles. And he's excelled at every single one of them, whether it be the underdog against Brock Lesnar, whether it be the chicken shit, scrawny little bastard against Samoa Joe, whether it be the old veteran in AEW. He's had great matches in all of these runs. The Samoa Joe trilogy really helped take ROH off. ROH succeeded off the business of their DVDs. And it was the critical acclaim online of that trilogy that really helped those DVDs take off. And that helped the careers of so many different professional wrestlers. He got an incredible match out of a very physically diminished Raven in ECW. That's a deep cut for a lot of these newer viewers. But that's an early example of CM Punk's storytelling ability. Telling that story of the righteous, self-aggrandized straight edge man judging this fucking alcoholic who's down on his luck, and telling the story that he did with Raven and the promos that came from that. But we're focusing on matches. That showcased the storytelling ability of Phil Brooks. We now get to WWE, where he had to make a big adjustment physically, stylistically, and there was a bit of a growing pain there in finding his lane in WWE. But once he did, he created memorable, indelible magic with Jeff Hardy. He is opposite Jeff Hardy's best singles work, and Jeff Hardy's one of the most iconic wrestlers of this last 20 years. And that's before the pipe bomb. That match of John Cena in Chicago can very well be seen as the greatest WWE match of all time. And the thing about that match is it's an excellent wrestling match, it's an excellent story, and it's an excellent moment. And when you hit that trifecta at the same time in the ring while the action is in progress, I think you have won the game of this medium. Everyone still talks about Chicago, and they did it again and again and again. They did it on TV, on Raw. They did it on other pay-per-views. But that's not just the only thing there. If we're looking at the catalog of Phil Brooks, the Bryan Danielson matches were excellent. 2012 was not a creatively artful or period for WWE. CM Punk had to operate during a stretch in this promotion where it was very much creatively stagnant and stifling. And in spite of that, he succeeded. Kenny Omega was afforded some of the greatest promotions and bookers in the history of pro wrestling. Kenny Omega got to wrestle under Gato in his prime.
Okay, let's be careful with this because we don't want to muddy the waters. Continue.
Yo, come on, bro. We're talking about in ring. What are you doing?
Be careful. Be careful.
Okay. I'll simply say this. CM Punk had to operate in really, really difficult parameters within the WWE that his prime years coincided with. It was a very, very troubling period for the promotion and a hard period to produce great art. And he did it time and time again. 2013, he was the best wrestler in North America. And those matches with John Cena and Undertaker are still watched and talked about now. And again, if we're talking about the catalog, CM Punk made sure every single match he had in AEW was different. Objective fact. Every match he had in AEW was totally different. That shows the range of a guy who, as I said at the top of this, is not as gifted as a Kenny Omega or whoever you'd like to name. And yet, in spite of that, with 7 years absence, rust, he's going into a wrestling landscape where the tastes have evolved and changed, Joe. People's tastes have changed. People have different expectations of a wrestling match, different wants and desires from what a match should look like and be constructed like. And CM Punk went in front of that audience that likes the match that they like and said, I'm going to do it my way and find a way to win you over. And he did. He went in to an audience that said, we like trap music. And he said, I'm going to play hair metal. And you know what? You guys are going to like it. And that AEW audience said, yo, hair metal's fucking cool, dude. It's fucking cool. And a lot of people who were out, in the shadows who said, man, I haven't heard that shit in a while. I don't listen to this shit anymore on the radio. They said, look, you know what? Let me turn my radio back on again. CM Punk got a lot of people to turn their radios back on again. He got a couple people to buy radios. And he got the people that already owned them to say, you know what? This shit doesn't stink. It actually like it a lot. And if anything,
Final words now, please, Ibou.
Final words. CM Punk has achieved so much with this skill set to a point where this is a much closer conversation than anyone would probably consider going in. And he has created great matches from the beginning to the end, as recently as his match with Gunther. And before then, the Hell in a Cell match. That match with Drew brought blood back to WWE and was the best Hell in a Cell in decades.
Okay. I want to be clear, folks. This is the big one. We want to give the Titans as much time as possible. The radio thing felt like a step too far. Nonetheless, the way this is going to work, AO is going to have a chance to have a rebuttal, and then he's going to go into his Omega argument. Once he has completed that, it's only fair that then Ibou gets a response to that argument. Okay, that's how we're going to do this, AO. Feel free to tackle what Ibou just said, and then when you're ready, transition into your own argument for Omega.
You know, it's hard to attack what Ibou says when he's just constantly yapping and yapping and yapping about absolutely nothing. There's a whole lot of filibustering going on Ibou's side. He feels like if he just says word after word after word that he learned in the Theosaurus an hour ago, people will be like, oh, I don't really agree with Ibou, but he was just so well spoken. I guess I have to go with him. So what I will say is this. CM Punk, while he has had some decent outings in his career, he has had a lot of embarrassing ones as well. This idea that he is some versatile wrestling genius is just not founded. Let's look at the facts, shall we? CM Punk, how many of Kenta's moves have you stolen? CM Punk, how many Bret Hart matches have you cosplayed? CM Punk, when will you leave the British Bulldog's legacy alone? Why do you time and time and time again just steal from these legends? CM Punk, what is original about CM Punk? What is original about you, Phil? I don't know what you actually wrestle like because you are constantly stealing from the greats of the 90s. See, I have something I want to show the people. And let me just give me 2 seconds to bring this up, please.
Okay.
It's a shame it had to come to this.
Hold tight. There appears to be a knockout punch about to be revealed here. Be careful.
He's on the outside, ref. You got to count that 10 count. He's on the outside.
Again, you had a lot of time, maybe you're talking about the radio, okay? Just wait. There appears to be some material being prepared here. There was no rules against that. The commission never said there couldn't be things introduced along the way. We've got some time here.
Commission, man. Fucking commission.
Please give me a second. My this did not load into the StreamYard, so I'm going to have to pull it up from the original source.
Folks, remember, you're going to be deciding in the self-made Discord who the victor is. You can weigh these things out however you want. I'm just trying to keep this thing on track to the best of my ability. Once AO has concluded his argument, both against Ibou and for Omega, Ibou will get a chance for a rebuttal. I want to be clear about that.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to keep this thing balanced, okay? I don't know what's going on here. I don't know what the technical difficulties are. I'm simply in the ring with these gentlemen trying to figure out what's happening, okay? So just bear with us.
Absolutely.
Bear with us.
My apologies, chat. The tech guy was supposed to make sure this was ready to go. No heat on him. No heat on him. However, it just was not prepared.
No heat on him.
All right. But we are. No heat on him, but I'm ready to go, chat.
Go for it.
What is this about to be?
I'm quite alarmed, I must say, because this has been an extensive build-up.
Yes,
this punch needs to deliver.
It needs to deliver now.
This is CM Punk copying a Bret Hart match, move for move, for the entire match. This is flat-out plagiarism. If I turned in a paper at any level of school that had this much plagiarism, I would be thrown out. I would be expelled for the amount of cheating I did. Look at this. Look at this. We're on move number 4 now.
We're not. Oh.
Hang on a second.
Hold on.
There we go.
I did not speak during it. Oh, yeah,
Hang on a second.
You guys not seeing it?
We was not seeing the graphics here. We apologize.
Oh, okay. I don't know why it was late. Hold on. Let me start from the beginning.
Folks.
Are we good? We're good to go?
We have visual aids here that we're seeing. Yes, we're seeing the natural Dustin Rhodes. Oh,
this is CM Punk copying an entire match, move for move. The entire match.
My goodness. Here we're seeing some examples here. Ibou, it has to be stressed, you do have a team that you can turn to for similar visual aids as the night unfolds. What happens in the corner is none of my business. We're seeing Bret the Hitman Hart and some overlap here, certainly, in ideas. There you go, folks. That brings a conclusion to our video there. Thank you very much for that. It's none of my business how legal deals with that. I'm simply calling the action. Okay.
You would never.
Yes. Would you like to add beyond that here before you use rebuttal? Go for it.
Plagiarism punks in the chat, please. I'm sorry, Joe. Did you just say Ibou has a rebuttal to my rebuttal? Because I did not even get to touch on.
No. I was saying before Ibou's rebuttal, you have to give your argument for Omega. That was your
Okay,
rebuttal, right? So
okay.
transition into that when you're ready. Go for it.
Okay. That's all the rebuttal I needed. There's nothing original about CM Punk. He is a cosplay wrestler who inspired a generation of cosplay wrestlers who are cosplaying a cosplay. How many of Bret Hart's moves are going to come out your fat lips? To quote Nas, all right? Now let's move on to Kenny, by God, Omega. Chat. It will be really, really easy to talk about the 42 cage match 9s Kenny Omega has to the, I believe it's 15 for Punk. It'll be really easy to talk about the 29 5-star plus matches Kenny Omega has compared to the, 13 or 12 to Punk? But I'm not going to do that. I'm going to talk about... Joe, I'm sorry, did I say something humorous?
No, you seem like you kind of did mention it, but proceed what you were going to say.
Only to say that I wouldn't do it, Joe. You know what I mean?
Yeah, go
Only to say I wouldn't do it. Numbers on the board, to quote a Pusha T. Anyway, don't need to do that. Kenny Omega is such a generational talent that he won the Tokyo Sports Best Bout Award. I'm not talking about his matches with Okada. I'm not talking about his matches with Tanahashi. I'm not talking about his matches with Naito. I'm talking about a junior heavyweight tag team match against Apollo 55. He dragged Finn Balor to greatness that he's never seen before. That fucking bum. What is Finn Balor doing now? He's playing with puppets in Mexico.
Keep those punches up,
You're not gonna change your broke ass life, Finn.
My groin.
Keep those punches up.
Why is this man talking? Why is this man talking?
Keep those
Joe,
punches
please.
up.
Please control mouth spool.
I'm trying to control both of you, but the Finn Balor thing was dangerous territory. Proceed.
Kenny Omega had matches so good that it earned Stone Cold Steve Austin millions of dollars. Do you want to know how it earned him millions of dollars, Joe? Stone Cold couldn't stop talking about Kenny's 7-star matches that WWE said this has to stop. And they purchased his podcast and bought him from talking about New Japan. Stone Cold Steve Austin said these are the greatest matches I've ever seen in my life. He could not believe what he was saying. We're talking about the greatest draw in the history of the business, Joe. We're talking about the Texas Rattlesnake.
We are.
We're talking about CM Punk's hero. Let me know. Stone Cold has how many podcasts this time? Let me know when Stone Cold has slobbered over one of those CM Punk cosplay matches. You let me know.
Okay. Is that the conclusion of your argument?
No, it's not the conclusion of my argument.
Okay, please.
Kenny Omega has given how many people the best matches of their lives? How many people? I'd be here all day if I started listening to Joe.
Yeah.
Chad, you know.
We
Someone
might
out
be.
there. You know. 2021. Sammy Callahan. Yo, Sammy Callahan. What the fuck are we talking about? So throw Kenny Omega in that ring with Vikingo and see what happens. See what happens. You throw CM Punk in that ring with Vikingo. Oh, try not to get worked up here, guys.
Yeah,
it's an
try.
embarrassment that we're even here talking about Kenny Omega versus CM Punk when it comes to bell to bell. Kenny Omega, through his work in that ring, has created star after star after star after star. Jay White changed his broke-ass life. Will Ospreay changed his broke-ass life. Takeshita, great guy, still changed his life. I'm sorry, I spoke on Will Ospreay already. I could go on and on and on. How many main events have we created at this point? It's too many. It's too many. Hangman Page, the beacon of shining light in all elite wrestling, changed his life with those full gear matches. I conclude my argument. I'm sorry. I
knew it was gonna happen.
We have to talk about a certain madman that people thought was gonna be.
Oh no!
Was gonna be the next big thing in this business. We have to talk about a certain madman, Kenny Omega. Hey, Gary King preemptively counting $1 million deals from WWE and AEW. Are those deals still gonna happen? I don't know. You don't get to wrestle Kenny Omega every week now. You just don't. But he had him in those conversations. That Belt Award with somebody many consider a bum. A bum. Kenny Omega had the match of the year with someone many people are saying needs to do 2 more years in the dojo. CM Punk's not doing that. We've seen what CM Punk does when someone in there is not an all-time worker. We saw that Hurricane Ryan and CM Punk tried to do on Penta. We saw that. I conclude my argument.
Are you sure? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Ibou, you heard a lot there. You saw some things too.
Mm-hmm.
How do you respond before we kind of put a bow on the in-ring part of this debate?
I have no response. I'm going to let him tire himself out. He is swinging a lot of punches. He's using a lot of energy, and I respect the passion and the fire from my brother, my fellow competitor AO. Respect to him in his argument. I'm going to let that stand and sit by itself. I'm going to let him swing in every direction, because that's the thing about AO's argument. It goes in every direction. Mine had a clear cut, focused destination, and I made it already.
Okay. Well, with that in mind, we're going to look elsewhere now.
Stop it real quick.
Yes?
I took that punch. And you know what I thought about it, Joe? That was fucking delicious.
You did?
It was delicious. I liked it. I fucking liked it.
Right.
Yo, I'm sorry, bro. We don't need to hear about your fucking kinks. All right? There's 2,000 people here. There's 2,000 people here. All right? Please. What you're into in the bedroom, keep it to yourself.
I'm not sure any of that was a necessary addition. We return to our format here. Folks, we are now going to turn our attention to the pieces surrounding the action itself, the promos, the personality, the angles, selling the fight. I'll go to AO first here. That's only fair. AO, just as the consensus leans your way in ring, and it's fair to say the consensus leans Ibou's way when it comes to promos, personality, angle, all of those factors. Personality on screen, let me be clear. AO, I'm intrigued. How would you respond to that? Allegation, dare I say. Go for it.
I think it's patently absurd, Joe. I think it's absurd. Just like CM Punk cannot stop cosplaying Bret Hart in his matches, it would appear that he's also a promo thief as well. Let's look at the tape. Let's look at the tail of the tape.
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Oh my god.
What the fuck?
Well, I guess hell froze over.
Oh my goodness. Folks.
All right. Folks, I could really go on and on and on about how many promos CM Punk has stolen. All right. Not only from wrestling legends, but from himself. How many times are we going to have to see these tweets of, oh my God, CM Punk referenced his promo from 2011 Raw? Who gives a fuck? Who gives a fuck? Wow. Punk, do you have any original ideas left? You talk about the summer of Punk. You've tried to do it 3 times now. You did it in Ring of Honor. You did it in WWE. You tried to do it in AEW. But guess what? You had a little boo-boo, and you had to sit your ass down. That was canceled. And then you went back, and I believe... Did he try to do it again in WWE, Joe? For a 4th time?
He may have... I do need to stress, AO. This is fine, and you can proceed, but please be careful veering too far towards Ibou's candidate. I have to stress this, but proceed for now. Be careful.
My apologies. When Kenny Omega Kenny Omega is someone who is extremely, extremely underrated on the mic. He will never get the credit that he is due. In fact, I have evidence of one backup hangman saying that exact same thing. Excuse me while I bring up that evidence.
Oh my goodness.
Give me 1 second, please.
Folks, this was cleared by the commission. I show up on Fight Night. They've cleared these things. I don't think Team Ibou was prepared for these elements to be added, but that's on Team Ibou. It has to be said. Ibou, you'd even agree with that, right? This is, I mean, a controversial element, no question.
I have to say, bro, I'm not responsible for what Ibou is prepared and not prepared for. All right.
Absolutely. This
That's
is
fair.
This is clear by the commission, and I'll tell you this, Phil. AO can use whatever props and catchphrases and pyro that he wants.
Okay. Slightly underhanded, but thank you.
I'm not underhanded. I thought I was,
I said slightly.
Folks, it would appear that backup hangman was clued into this. I think I accidentally liked it, and he deleted the tweet, folks.
The tactical battle that takes
It would
place.
appear that backup hangman deleted the tweet.
We plotted and we sent you the information.
I just want you to know the levels that Ibou has to go through to do this. All right. But anyway, we still got a lot left in the tank. Give me 1 second, please. 1 second.
Okay.
I'm preparing my next piece of evidence.
Please be wary of time, folks. Again, we want to make sure this debate is as conclusive as possible, so we're going to give everyone some time here. But we do have to be careful. If the radio comes back up, or Finn Balor, we may have an issue. Okay,
Ibou, you don't mind, right?
Brother?
Are you okay with these delays?
You don't
in
mind.
action?
Brother, you can put on whatever gear, entrance music. You could.
You see, Chad, I just want you to see.
There seems to be yeet allegations from Ibou, to be honest.
AO's doing a lot of yeeting, Chad. He's doing a lot of yeeting, and I'm bringing the fundamentals.
I found another tweet from one.
Ah, shit.
Backup hangman. This is Ibou getting woozy at the Kenny Omega promo that he cut on Will Ospreay. He was woozy. Kenny Omega. I want you to understand. The words that came out of Kenny Omega's mouth had a grown man weak in the knees. Are there any such tweets that exist from a CM Punk promo from Ibou? I don't think so. He's gonna say yes, but are they here to be brought up? I don't think so. Kenny Omega has cut promo after promo after promo that had people like, oh my God, that was Kenny's career best promo. I don't know why people say Kenny's a bad promo. Kenny Omega knew Japanese for 10 years and kept it a secret so he could break it out in a promo and got a louder pop speaking words than CM Punk ever did. I wish I could show you guys. But you know how New Japan gets down with their IP. Kenny Omega listened to an impassioned Will Ospreay tell him that Will loved New Japan so much that he skipped his friend's funeral so he could compete in a tour in a pandemic. And you know what Kenny said? I don't give a fuck, Will. I don't care. Kenny Omega cut that impassioned I'm proud of you hanger promo. That just was the cherry on top to Hangman's Tale and elevated him before the final match at Full Gear, where Hangman was finally able to snatch the crown from Kenny Omega and become the man he was destined to be. Kenny, by God Omega. 1 second, please.
Okay, again, both fighters have agreed to some of these delays in action.
I apologize.
You know, the process.
Kenny Omega.
Yes.
Kenny Omega has mastered a promo style that nobody else in the business does. Do you know what that promo style is, Joe?
I'd love to know. Tell me.
The sit-down New Japan Titantron promo, Final Boss promos, sitting in a throne, glasses on. He's cut 3 of them now. All 3 of them have been fucking cinema. All 3 go viral. All 3 have people going, oh my God, didn't know Kenny could talk like this. Kenny by God, Omega will never get his flowers when it comes to promos because he is the greatest best match wrestler of all time, as I proved in my previous debate. But when you look at the facts, you will see that he's not a waffle merchant like Phil. He's not a repeat angle merchant like Phil. He's not steal from this person, steal from that person, steal from that person merchant like Phil. Kenny Omega is a one-on-one. There'll never be another Kenny Omega on the mic. There'll never be another Kenny Omega in the ring. There'll never be another Kenny Omega when it comes to gear. And that's because he's an original. He's the real McCoy. He's not trying to be anybody else. He's trying to be Kenny by God Omega. I end my argument.
A case for originality, Ibou, was AO's approach. How do you respond? And then, once you've concluded your response, please go into your own argument, to which AO will have a chance to respond. Ibou, take it away.
What I would say is that a pre-recorded promo that takes a completely different skill set than a live promo. Kenny Omega's most success doing the live promos were in 2021 during his title run with Don Callis. And during that run that people did like, and I liked it as well. You know, Joe, AO argues about originality, but that run was based directly off of...
Well, I'm sorry. Did you say you liked it or you loved it?
Okay, let's please be careful about punches behind the back of the head.
I'm sorry. Could you just answer the question? I won't interrupt again. I promise. Could you just answer the question? Did you like it or did you love it?
I was a big fan. I was a big fan of the Kenny Omega.
Big fan. We have to accept that for now. Yeah. We have to accept that for now.
Okay. I just want to make sure that there's
just
no
watch back of the head. Watch the back of the head.
Right.
Ibou, carry on.
What I was saying was this. Thank you, Joe. What I was saying was this. That was his strongest on-air live promo run. Don Callis, Kenny Omega. AO made the argument that Kenny Omega is original.
Okay, we need to save these visuals for. Okay, carry on.
Right. The AO, these accompanying visuals can only exclusively be used for your own stuff. I'll say this: that run was based off of Bobby.
I want to apologize to the chat. I know it might seem that I put that up there, but I had nothing to do with it. StreamYard is very buggy. I think Joe might have leaned on the keyboard a little bit.
A lot of cheating, some House of Torture, a little House of Torture.
Go ahead, Ibou. You won't get into
stress again. Before Ibou continues, I want to stress again. Those of you voting on this can weigh up whatever factors you want. I need to stress that. Okay, I'm not the judge. I'm just the referee. Ibou, continue.
Right. This Kenny Omega run was based off of Bobby Heenan and Nick Bockwinkel, and so we talk about derivation, which to me, you know, that's a part of wrestling is taking and evolving and remixing. But AO framed that specifically as a bad thing earlier in his argument. And I'm simply going to flip that on him and say that Kenny Omega engaged in the very same derivation for his big live act that was successful. Kenny Omega is, though, a good speaker. And again, I'm going to once again break a rule in debates because my priority here, folks, to the audience, is to be intellectually honest. A lot of people will tell you that Kenny Omega is a terrible promo. And I would simply say that Kenny Omega, when he's on, is very good at conveying what he wants to convey. Kenny Omega is very good at selling you his big matches. So I will praise my opponent because the bottom line is it's an opponent worthy of praise, deserving of praise. It's why this is a big debate. CM Punk, however, in this category in particular, promos, angles, selling a match, that is his forte, and he blows Kenny Omega out of the water in terms of the amount, the quantity of great promos, the amount of quotable lines in said promos, and his ability to generate interest in his big matches. Every CM Punk big match has tons and tons of coverage from fans and media alike because of what he does in his angles, many of which are among the greatest angles in modern wrestling history. Here's a random one that just comes to mind that isn't on the top of any big ranking list or, Watch Mojo video. I'm a snake. MJF, CM Punk, Daily's Place, blood. Unbelievable. An angle that helped take MJF to the next level. An angle that sold their Revolution match. And an angle that got people excited for a feud. And realistically, the point of wrestling angles and promos is to make you excited for a fight. And the great thing, Joe, is bad builds don't automatically equal bad matches. You can have a good match to offset a bad build. Great builds make you never forget the program leading to the match. And CM Punk MJF was the angle that really helped MJF centralize all his tools into being the wrestler that he currently is today, which is a guy going into the main event of Forbidden Door. CM Punk, again, angles. The pipe bomb is synonymous with CM Punk. What did anyone even use that lexicon? Again, CM Punk creates lexicon. CM Punk cuts promos everywhere he goes. The all-out presser was a promo that became the conversation again of pro wrestling for months. And back to the top of my argument, CM Punk is the greatest modern wrestler at generating conversation and interest and hype. The point of this business, it's the fight business. It's the selling a fight, a match, a story, an angle, a character, an idea, a person, a place, a thing. CM Punk is better than any modern American wrestler at doing that. Sometimes not even when he's not even trying to. Tell me when I'm telling lies. CM
brother
has so many iconic moments on television. There's a reason why bookers give him massive amounts of television time to do and work his magic. Before he was ever CM Punk, he was just a punk rock kid from Chicago. That's a quote that gets cited, referenced, posted, shared regularly. You can be the heart and soul. I'll be the dollars and cents. That's another one. Posted today. Another one that gets posted regularly. To become a monster, I have to fight the monsters of this world. Another one posted regularly. CM Punk is a master of creating conversation, interest, quotes, memories. He can wrestle, like I said earlier, but in this realm, when it comes to talking and engaging and making you care, making you feel, it's easy for him. And he's done it as a babyface and a heel in different promotions. He can even play a little bit in the middle, in that gray area. Masterful at this. And at the end of it, whether you hate this motherfucker and you want to see him get his shit pushed in, or you love him and you want to see him fight like hell to keep what's his, you watch him and you go, fuck, and you watch the CM Punk match. There are people that hate him in WWE, and they watch his WWE career and follow every piece of it, Joe Hulbert, every piece of it to analyze, scrutinize, and discuss what he's doing. Why? Because as much as CM Punk's haters hate him, they can't stop thinking about him. They can't stop talking about him. They can't stop tuning in to see him. Hate is confused admiration, and he gets admiration on all sides because of what he does on that microphone. Thank you.
Okay. AO, you now have a chance to respond to what Ibou just said. Now, I need to stress, these rebuttals need to be just that when you're following, right? This is very important. AO, how do you respond to Ibou's argument there? And then we'll move to our next category. Go for it.
You want to talk about hate equals admiration. There's an entire wrestling podcast universe that pays their mortgage off of hating Kenny Omega. Jim Cornette makes a lot of money making sure that Kenny Omega is the conversation. All right? Ibou, a lot of those promos you mentioned that are quote unquote iconic. You know where I heard them before? Out of Roddy Piper's mouth, out of Bret Hart's mouth, out of Macho Man's mouth. All right? Once again, plagiarism Punk. It's an issue, bro. There's an issue of originality with your mans. And I just wanna bring something up really fast. Ibou.
Going to the well.
How can CM Punk possibly be the GOAT when you don't even believe he's better than Seth Rollins?
Okay,
look. For a man that you think it's worse than Seth freaking. Look, I don't watch WWE. Maybe Seth had a great 2022. But you know what would never come from my fingers, from my lips? That he's better than Kenny Omega. All right? Very disturbing things. All right. That's for one.
I just need to say, just quickly, I apologize. We knew going in that would be a factor, that infamous screenshot. I think one usage of that was more than earned, in fairness. Please carry on.
Two, we want to talk about CM Punk angles, CM Punk promos. Let's discuss this. Let's discuss this. This promo was so bad that Ibou told me he would never watch WWE again. Wallahi, he told me that. This promo was so bad that Ibou told me he didn't eat for the rest of the night. Wallahi, Ibou told me that. This promo was so bad that Ibou didn't want to watch Punk versus Cena. Punk's quote-unquote greatest rival of all time. His greatest rival of all time. Last time ever wrestling him. Ibou said, I'm good. I'm not watching this. Wallahi, he told me that. Kenny Omega has never embarrassed me. Kenny Omega will never embarrass me. Kenny Omega is not a tribute act to other wrestlers and to his past self. Kenny Omega is Kenny Omega, the best bout machine, the cleaner, the belt collector, the greatest of all time. Whether that's on the mic, promo, influence, it is what it is. That's the end of my rebuttal.
Okay. There it is, folks. Things got very heated there. Imagery once again was cited.
Private information!
That, again, I'm not here to be the commission, okay? It is what it is. I do want to stress once more.
Out of chairs and kendo sticks.
His greatest, Ibou said in his argument, the Cena-Punk rivalry is one of the greatest of all time, one of the greatest in WWE history.
True.
Was so bad on a go-home angle. Ibou said in his argument, go-home is what Punk does. Selling the fight is what Punk does. Punk was so bad in his go-home promo against John Cena, someone who is touted as the greatest for all time and the biggest promotion to ever exist, that Ibou said, I am not watching this. And it's not bad enough that as a fan, Ibou said, I'm not watching this. Ibou is paid to cover that content. And he said, fuck this money. It's not worth it.
With that in
I
mind,
need the money.
I think considering this segment has bled over, and it's only fair that we do this, Ibou, do you have any response to this particular part, which you probably didn't see coming, this particular punch that's being sent your way? Do you have anything you'd like to respond with in regards to the image we just saw?
No.
Ibou, I have one question for you.
Okay, do you want to take this question? Do you want to take this question?
Cool.
Did Kenny Omega ever have a promo or angle so bad that you said, I do not want to eat?
He has had live television.
No. You say yes or no.
I'm answering your question.
Hang on. And I don't want to hear.
Yes.
I said it's yes or no.
Yes.
Yes or no.
Yes.
Wallahi, you said Kenny Omega has a segment so bad that I no longer want to eat food.
Okay.
I didn't say that in the moment.
Okay, so it's no. Let's go on. Let's continue, Joe. So it's no. Let's continue, Joe.
Hang on a second.
So it's no.
Like, these are chairs.
Put your hand on the Quran and say Kenny Omega has had a promo segment so bad that you didn't want to eat food that night.
He has had segments that have disgusted me.
Put your hand on the Quran and say Kenny Omega has had a promo segment so bad that you didn't want to eat food that night. Because CM Punk has out of your own mouth.
Did I say that term during the segment? No, but you know what? Let me get my Quran right now. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get my Quran right now.
Okay, fine.
Joe, let's move on. Let's move on.
I think this has gone far enough. He needs to get his chance here to respond. This has gotten very.
It seems Ibou has dropped. I don't think he wants. I'm just fucking. I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Ibou, I'm going to give you a chance here to respond.
Ibou, you have your chance to respond. However, before you respond, I just want to say, it is very easy in the moment to cherry pick and say, "Oh, Ayo got me. Let me swear on the Quran right now that Omega's done this to me. Omega's done that to me." Guess what? Omega's worst promo segment of all time. He was weeks away from death, and that's a shoot. All right,
Joe. You see, never done. Yo, you knew what was coming. He got nervous. No.
Let's be nervous.
He got nervous.
He went to the.
Hang on a second. Hang on a second. Let's hear from Ibou. Ibou, go for it.
My last rebuttal on this topic is this. You know what? I won't commit sacrilege. I'm going to put this Quran away. All right?
Yeah, put that away, little boy.
No, I'll put it away because I like sleeping at night. I'll simply say this. The same way that CM Punk rapping promo does not define his career, Kenny Omega doing awful Golden Jets content with Ricky Starks and Big Bill doesn't define his. And the same you wouldn't love the way same way you wouldn't love you wouldn't love
Hang on a second. Hang on a second.
Kenny was literally dying.
Let's keep those punches up. Let's keep those punches up. Ibou,
Kenny was
continue.
literally on death's door. Continue.
That is established. Ibou, please conclude your thought and then we'll move on. Ibou, go for it.
The argument can be made that Phil Brooks was spiritually dying in that moment.
Okay. I wish you didn't do that after I fought for you to have the final word, but we're gonna move. We're gonna move on.
Chat, I simply want to say this. This has been a very fun fight. One that I've done, that I've approached with chops, with knee bars and limb work. I want the chat to take notice of how many chairs, how many weapons AO is using, how many times he's sneaking in brass knuckles, and I'm fighting like a babyface.
Okay, all right. Enough, baby. All right, this is. But can I just say, we wanted a clean fight here. We need to rein this thing. If things are getting out of control, I fought desperately for Ibou to get a free shot in, and he hit the spiritually dying, and that was not ideal. So everyone, just take a deep breath.
I want everybody to understand how disgusting that spiritually dying remark was. CM Punk is an atheist,
and we also need to stress again. So you can have
he's an atheist.
You can have your issues with the chairs and so on and so forth, but you agreed they are not against the rules, Ibou. Is that just? I want to stress that it's important.
No disqualification.
Yeah. Okay. I just want to stress that this is not on me, folks. I spoke to the commission at length. All right. Let's move forward, and that's for the best for everyone. To me, when you talk about GOAT case, there are a couple things you have to kind of weigh up, and they don't always overlap in terms of candidates. Some candidates have an incredible peak, but lack longevity, and vice versa, right? This is an interesting one. Two guys who've certainly been in the game for a long time. CM Punk, in terms of span, obviously, on the grand stage for longer, but there is that gap in the middle which complicates things somewhat. So with that in mind, let's talk longevity, let's talk peak, how you weigh those up, and who's favoured with those two factors. Ibou, you kick us off here. I want to stress again, we are looking for a clean fight. Ibou, go for it.
Okay. Kenny Omega wrestled Kazuchika Okada on January 4th, 2017. Him getting to that spot in New Japan as a Gaijin in the main event of the Tokyo Dome, it was the result of a year of excellent work, becoming a better wrestler, a better performer, a more popular wrestler throughout 2016 as a heavyweight and winning the G1 Climax. The heights that Kenny Omega reached in 2017 are very important to what I said at the top was a big-time chapter in the story of the century. But also calling back to that conversation, I'd make the argument of this, Joe. Kenny Omega is excellent. He is still excellent in spite of all the physical ailments that he currently has to deal with. However, the stretch where Kenny Omega was incredible is shorter than most of us realize. The form that we talk about
hang on a second.
In 2017, through no fault of Kenny's own other than vertigo and back issues and neck issues and knee issues, began to waver throughout the early years of AEW's existence. And since then, it has been a constant push and pull, tug of war, battle of Kenny Omega, of Tyson Smith, fighting his own mortality to reclaim the form that made him a legend. I say all that to say this. Sometimes that immortality comes at a price. And Kenny Omega is getting taxed to this day, chasing the ghosts of that 2-3 jersey he wore on January 4th, 2017. And that's the story of Kenny Omega. That's the story of the fight that he has to fight every single day. God bless him for continuing to attempt to do so when worse men, weaker men would have simply tapped out and said, God damn it, I've done enough in this fucking business. I'm going to relax and enjoy my life. I am 41 years old and my body hurts. Enough. Kenny Omega will not do that. But again, because that's what it is, the longevity of, wow, this is the greatest wrestler I've ever seen, Kenny Omega, has been stunted by this. And prior to this form that he achieved in 2016, you're looking at a wrestler that was solid in America on the independents, really found himself in DDT, and was a very good wrestler among numerous very good professional wrestlers until he decided to become a heavyweight in New Japan Pro Wrestling. When I look at CM Punk, Joe, I see a guy with 3 primes. CM Punk in Ring of Honor was considered one of the best wrestlers in America. When people talk about their favorites, the guys really putting in work, they tell you, yo, listen, man, AJ Styles, Kurt Angle, Samoa Joe, American Dragon Bryan Danielson, CM Punk. He's in that conversation with those guys in a class that was stacked. This is before he got to WWE. A lot of internet hype going in. People were chanting his name in Hammerstein Ballroom, the smarkiest wrestling audience of all time. A crowd that booed that very same show's main event of Batista and Big Show. They were ready for CM Punk because they knew he had the stuff. Second prime, cut the fucking pipe bomb and proceeded to be great in every facet of the game, in spite of the worst creative period of WWE's history. For years and years and years until he couldn't take that place anymore. And it made him sick. 7-year absence, Joe. 7 years. It's very difficult to come back from that. Batista struggled to come back from 4 in 2014 and could never regain ground with the wrestling fans. Never. Ever. 7 years gone. They still chanted his name. That is longevity. Coming back to a new wrestling audience and being great and being beloved, and not just being beloved, being the most influential person in the company within short order. Not an EVP, not an executive, by all accounts, not an employee. And the booker of that promotion.
Wait, well, come on, bro. Stop lying to our audience. Come on.
I don't know.
That did feel like a dangerous place
come
to
on,
go.
come on, bro. Stop, bro. Before I really set this bitch off.
Let's leave that right there. Carry on, Ibou.
Nevertheless, Tony Khan opened his eyes, took the glasses off, and said, fuck, I got to put the ball in this guy's hands. I had a team that I loved, a squad I believed in, but God damn it, I'm putting the ball in his hands. Did that make Cody frustrated? Did that make him say a couple of things about who started this revolution? Did that maybe push him out the door? That's not for me to point out. I'm not going to cast any aspersions on any of these people. But maybe to the chagrin of a couple people. And I'm not even saying this is the right call, but Tony Khan in 2022, Joe, said, my number one horse, my top guy, the man I believe in, the man who's going to take AEW to the promised land is CM Punk. A man that was out of wrestling for 7 years. That's power, influence, and longevity. This is a guy that was the talk of wrestling in 2005. And now here in 2022, he was the talk of professional wrestling. Right now, he's the talk of pro wrestling in 2025. And it's why we're having this debate. His longevity surpasses Kenny Omega's longevity. Could you make the arguments that his in-ring heights don't reach as high as Kenny's? Maybe so.
10 years older.
Sure. But my argument is this. Kenny Omega grabbed the hand of the monkey's paw. And he's being afflicted by that to this day. Whereas CM Punk at 47, after breaking ankles and wrists and fingers and feet and hurting his knee and tearing multiple triceps and biceps, staph infections, torn MCLs and ACLs and meniscuses, a man who off rip was not a great athlete, he's still standing, Joe. He wrestles on TV. He wrestled last week. That's longevity. That's longevity. I rest my case.
Okay, I get the sense it won't be resting for long. AO, your response, and then bleed into your argument for Omega when it comes to peak and longevity. Go for it.
I want everybody to realize what Ibou did in the beginning of his little spiel there. He conceded that CM Punk's peak does not even touch Kenny Omega's. He conceded that fact and decided he was going to switch and just focus on the longevity. Chat, I want you to realize something. Ibou said that Kenny's work in New Japan was untouchable. So untouchable that he sacrificed some of his life force as a wrestler to maybe he flew too close to the sun and it broke down his body. Understand that these are the matches that Kenny Omega had since quote unquote pulling an Icarus and flying too close to the sun. Since he was chasing ghosts. These are the matches Kenny's had. Hang Mega versus the Young Bucks at Revolution. Something that many people say is the greatest tag team match of all time. And you know what a lot of people say? If they disagree with that fact, that the Golden Lovers versus the Young Bucks and Strong Style Evolve is the greatest tag team match of all time. Guess what? That was after the Okada trilogy. What else we got? Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay 1. Kenny Omega versus Will Ospreay 2. This is the man that was burnt out from the greatest run of all time. Kenny Omega versus Bryan Danielson. Kenny Omega versus Vikingo. Kenny Omega versus Takeshita. Kenny Omega versus Takeshita again. Kenny Omega versus Pac. Kenny Omega and the Moxley series. The Full Gear match. The Steel Cage match. These are much better matches than Punk ever had with Mox. Kenny Omega, shut up. Kenny Omega versus MJF. Considered the greatest singles, the greatest collision singles match of all time. People did not like what MJF had going on at that point in his reign. People were very upset with MJF's reign.
Not too much.
Certain
on Max,
podcasters.
Not too much on.
I'm sorry.
Max. Not too much on Max. Guys, the one rule I have here, please.
Oh no, they got him. Certain podcasters. Me and Joe were reviewing Dynamite every single week during Max's reign. And we asked ourselves, do we even like professional wrestling anymore? All right? Shout out to MJF, supporter of Self-Made. But this is true. It's what was going on at the time. All right? Kenny Omega versus Okada again. Kenny Omega. I don't even want to get into all the tag team matches because then it's just cheese. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page 1. Kenny Omega versus Hangman Page 2. Come on, bro. Kenny Omega versus Matt Sydal, a hidden gem. These are the matches that Ibou said, oh, Kenny's a shell of his former self. Kenny's just not there anymore. Kenny's burnt his wings off. Kenny had an all-time great TV wrestler run after this quote-unquote peak. Matter of fact, I brought up the tweet earlier, but maybe you guys didn't see it. Don't worry. I'll bring it back up for you guys. Don't even worry. I'll bring it back up for you guys. Oh, here we go. Here it is right here. Excuse me 1 second.
The morality of this is up to you, folks. I want to stress that again. Well, it may not be illegal, but you got...
Free Peaks Pump? Our homie Azar Hart said, I'll let you guys read this for yourselves. It's not that important. Ibou rebutted, those people were always dumb and wrong. 2021 was AEW's peak, and Kenny was their best champion.
Wow.
Guess who else was in AEW in 2021? Guess who else was an AEW world champion on multiple occasions? CM Punk. Ibou, who was fighting for Punk, who has also said that Seth Rollins is better than Punk, is now saying that at AEW's absolute peak, Kenny Omega was the force behind the magic that was happening, nigga. Do you understand what's really going on here, nigga? I rest my case.
Okay. Ibou, this is your time for a rebuttal. I do want to stress you need to protect yourself in there. Okay. Some of those shots are getting through the guard. Just be careful.
All right, hold on. I need to clear something up for the chat
Uh-oh.
because their comprehension is low. I never said Punk was champion in 2021.
You just said he was a champion. So Omega being the best champion, I understood your point. That's important.
Right.
I understand that clarification.
No, like clearly nobody was debating the champions of 2021. What is wrong with you niggas?
Yeah. I think that was pretty clear. I think that was pretty clear.
It was.
All right.
You think I've sustained some pretty heavy blows?
I think you can go on. I think you've landed some good shots, Reb. I just wanted to say to you, please do defend yourself. I will talk to your corner if this goes on. In the way that particular conversation went,
I'm doing
Ibou,
good, Ref.
you have a chance for a rebuttal. Go for it.
I'm good, Ref. I'm
Okay,
chilling.
go for it.
Still pretty. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
no blood. At least from what
I'm so fucking high, bro. I'm sorry. Continue.
So, listen. You want to say what you want about Kenny Omega having all these great allegedly post-prime, post-peak matches, then what has CM Punk had? What has CM Punk had? He's been called washed for 4 years. And in this period of allegedly being washed, he had the dog collar match with MJF. He had that incredible match with Eddie Kingston. A match that, if you ask me, has not been topped by Mr. Kingston in a single setting on AEW pay-per-view since. Unbelievable. And he achieved that in about 12 minutes on pay-per-view in AEW. On a stacked card with incredible wrestlers throughout. That's a CM Punk that's allegedly washed. The CM Punk that's allegedly washed, Joe, had a phenomenal match at Wembley Stadium with Samoa Joe. Talked about extensively after the fact.
3-star fair. 3-star fair.
Take it easy. Ibou, carry on.
Absolutely. This CM Punk that's washed, Joe, and maybe even looked at a bit at the Rumble in 2024, bounced back after another injury at 47 years old with a torn tricep. And he had a Hell in a Cell match with Drew McIntyre that maybe people forget what promotion they were watching. Because for the first time in literal years, we got intentional blood in a WWE match. And that's the Hell in a Cell match with Drew McIntyre. A match that propelled Drew to a level he hasn't been since. When Punk was working with Drew McIntyre, people thought he should have been the world champion. And when Drew McIntyre isn't working with CM Punk, he's tagging with Logan Paul to fight musicians. Wow. CM Punk main evented SummerSlam this year. It's one of only 2 times Gunther got to main event a pay-per-view. And it was opposite CM Punk. A CM Punk that, again, many people will tell you, many of his detractors will tell you, he is physically done. He is diminished. He's washed. He can't get it done anymore. And God damn it, he got it done in the main event there. I think it's pretty fair to say the consensus on that match, Joe, was that it was great. The people on the high end thought it was a classic. Mm-hmm. And the man that won that match was the guy that is allegedly washed. Again, he's been fighting these allegations for years and succeeding in spite of them. In spite of them. People to this day talk about an innocuous television main event with Sami Zayn that they called in the ring, Joe. They called that in the ring. That was 2 men, 140, the other 47, 17 minutes of television time, roll the ball out there. And
I'm sorry, how was this information obtained?
That they called it in the ring?
Yes.
It's been established private information can be shared, in fairness.
Right.
I was wondering how this information.
Yeah. Good point. Exactly. Called in the ring. Excellent match. A lot of people's favorite men's WWE television match of the year. A guy that's broken and washed and old and slow and this and that and injured. Again, CM Punk's longevity and his floor for his matches is quietly higher than most people would even realize. His in-ring output has been very strong as of late. And that's from a man that, like I said, has been through the absolute ringer and meat grinder. And that's, again, I'm not taking away from the Kenny Omega work that he's produced while being in the state that he's currently in. But I also think it's fair to say the idea of Kenny Omega being the singular best in the world is not a conversation that still pervades the way it did a couple of years ago. He's now among the greats. It's kind of like LeBron. LeBron was the unequivocal best player in the league for years and years and years. And then it got muddied around 2019 and 2020. And then around 2021, 2022, he became among the best players. Then it turned into he's top 10.
What is this nigga talking about?
What I'm talking about is that Kenny Omega, right now, when people talk about the best wrestlers in the world, it's not a, oh, shut the fuck up, dude, it's Kenny. No, it's a conversation. It's a debate. It's a listing of numerous professional wrestlers, many of which within his own promotion. So that's kind of what I'm getting at when I talk about Kenny Omega. But again, I'm arguing for Punk, not arguing against Kenny, if I'm being truthful.
Are you sure?
I swear.
Okay.
I swear. CM Punk has produced seminal work, historically significant high-end work for his own catalog in a period that he is described by many people, many of his detractors, as washed. And that's the point-blank period of that.
Okay.
And that's all I have left to say on this matter.
Folks, there were some mixed messages. There always are going to be when so many punches are going. I think that was a nicely handled, but I think you did fire back pretty reasonably there.
Thank you.
Folks, we're about to enter the final kind of category here, outline-wise. Remember, if you are on the Self-Made Discord, you will be able to vote on the victor. I'm not the judge. I'm just trying to keep this thing in order. You guys are the judge.
How do people get Self-Made, Joe?
Well, there's a link in the Twitter account, the X account, right? A Patreon link. You click that, you sign up, you get enter the Self-Made Discord. You see all sorts of things, you hang out in all sorts of conversations, but you also get a chance to vote on matters. There's also that trade special we did a couple of weeks back. You got to, get a chance to vote in that too when it was happening, and the next one, and so on and so forth. So if you want a voice in these things, Self-Made Discord's how you do that, right, boys? Okay. Link in the chat right now. All right. Our final category is going to be, in a lot of ways, it's going to take us all the way back to the start.
Okay.
Both of you guys led by talking about, impact and influence. That, I think, is a good place to finish. Okay?
Okay.
The words impact, the words influence, they have a broad meaning. And with that in mind, I think it only makes sense. That's where we finish this thing. Okay? I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe Ibou had the first say last time. Am I correct in that? I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
He did?
Yeah.
Ayo, you're going to lead us on this one. We're talking impact, we're talking influence. Go for it, Ayo.
You want to talk impact and influence. The Fed State media that spoke to you earlier in this program, which have you believe that it's overwhelmingly Punk, and that could just not be further from the truth. Are you familiar with DDT professional wrestling, Joe Hulbert?
Indeed, I am. Yep.
Kenny, on the back of Kenny Omega and the Golden Lovers, Kenny was able to lift up a small indie fed and take them to the fucking Budokan. 10,000 people in seats for DDT. Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. 40,000 people seated. 38,000 paid. You know what that's more than, Joe? That's more than people watch Great Muta retire. That's more people that watch Jushin Thunder Liger retire. Those are two of the most famous wrestlers and most influential wrestlers of all time. Anywhere, not just Japan, not just in the East, in the world. 30,000 for Muta. It was like 36,000 paid for Liger. Kenny Omega beat that. 38,000 paid, nigga. 2018. 2019. Kenny Omega versus Hiroshi Tanahashi. 5-star match. Watch that with Ibou recently, a couple months ago. Ibou was seething watching that match. Don't worry, I'm still going. You want to talk about Kenny Omega's impact? He had AEW Dynamite averaging 1 million viewers from July 7th, 2021.
Oh, baby.
Whoa, hold on. Relax, bro. I'm speaking here.
Please be careful with television ratings talk. This show should end before 4 hours. Carry on, Ao.
He had him averaging over 1 million viewers for a month. All right. He had on July 14th, 2021, Omega's quarter beat Raw in the key demographic. And the man 35-49. All right? Kenny Omega was in the highest rated segment and the highest viewed segment of AEW all time. You know who else wrestled in AEW? CM Punk. Why did he not beat? Why didn't Big Draw Punk, Big Money Phil, One Bill Phil? Why couldn't he beat Kenny's record? Why? I don't know. Kenny Omega. You want to talk about drawing? Kenny Omega went to a little indie fed known as Impact Wrestling, whose viewership is so bad, they went to Nielsen and said, please stop reporting the viewership for this. We don't even care about selling ads. It's embarrassing when this gets published. They don't report viewership anymore. Kenny Omega's debut had the record, not for Impact TV, not for Impact Television, for the entire television channel of Axis, Joe. The peak viewership for the entire channel.
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Omega had the Impact Plus viewership through the roof. Rebellion had 9 times the buys of Bound for Glory. 9 times. That was the previous pay-per-view that Kenny Omega was not on. He multiplied their buy rate by 10. Nigga. Hard to Kill. 6 times the number of the previous Hard to Kill. In Kenny's title reign, 3 AEW pay-per-views. They were at the top. All 3 of them were at the top of buy rate before he dropped the channel. Before he dropped the title, I'm sorry. Headline Triple Mania. Headline Impact pay-per-views. Wrestled every 9.5 days on a 228-day long pay-per-view. And you know what happened every time he wrestled, nigga? He popped a fucking number. $4 million gate, Wrestle Kingdom 13, Tanahashi. First sold out Wrestle Kingdom. Do you know how long, Ibou? You know the last time they sold out Wrestle Kingdom? Before Kenny by God Omega did it? 2 fucking decades, little nigga. 2 decades off the back of Omega. $4.5 million adjusted for inflation. Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho generated so much money that on their public earnings call, New Japan reported that they were making $300,000 a month off of New Japan World subs alone. 7 times their record. I can continue. All In One, the original All In, ROH All In. Sold out. Do you know how quickly it sold out, Ibou?
How quickly did it sell out?
30 minutes. 10,000 tickets gone. 30 minutes. Do you know who by far the most famous wrestler on that card was? Correct. Kenny by God Omega.
Wow. Wow.
So I just have to say.
There's a lot of numbers, be careful.
It's a lot of numbers. Yeah. It's a lot of numbers. And you don't have to like it. You don't have to like it. But you'll fucking live with it. Kenny Omega left. And guess what happened to Japan's economy? It fucking crashed. It crashed. Kenny Omega. Look, I'm done talking numbers, though. Let's talk wrestlers. Who are Kenny's children? Will Ospreay was inspired to wrestle by one AJ Styles and inspired to wrestle by one Kenny Omega. Konosuke Takeshita, Kenny's youngest son. Tony Khan only knows who Takeshita was because Kenny put his arm around him and said this kid will be the best wrestler in the world one day. And he took him to America and he said, Tony, believe in this kid because I believe in him. Hangman Page. The Elite had the foresight to know that Hangman Page would be one of the biggest, brightest, and most talented stars in the business when he never received a push anywhere in his life before. Never was pushed in New Japan. He was about to be, but that didn't happen. Didn't really get an ROH push. Like he got to hang out with the Bucks and shit, his 6-man titles and whatnot. Got to wrestle the Briscoes. Never really got pushed. But on national television, they said, we want this guy wrestling Chris Jericho. We want this guy to be the face of our company. You know why? Because Kenny Omega had the foresight that this kid would be a star. And you know who's popping the biggest numbers in AEW right now? Now that Kenny's able to kick his feet up a little bit, relax, hang out with his beautiful cats, his young boy, Adam Page. I rest my case. King AB wants. Hold on. King AB wants to know who Punk's children are. I will get to that. Don't worry about it.
Okay,
I'll let
there'll
Ibou
be
speak
time
first.
for that. I do want to stress for the judges out there, all of you that are in the Self-Made Discord, the Good Brothers were on those TNA pay-per-views that performed incredibly well at the box office. That is something to consider. But nonetheless, Ibou.
Somewhere, Joe.
Yes.
Gallup's gonna watch this tomorrow and be like, "Good shit, brother."
Yeah, I'm with fist.
Cheers,
Toko talk on Thursday. By the way, Ibou, your rebuttal and then your argument for Punk. Go for it.
You know what you just did there, Joe? Joe throwing up a referee signal, and on his hand was like a fucking hashtag for like a thing. Listen. That was a cute argument from AO, and Kenny Omega does have a lot of great young boys, numerous wrestlers that at this point have surpassed him and will be able to replace the output that Kenny Omega has provided. And we're already seeing that right now because in AEW that doesn't really have Kenny Omega.
I'm sorry, Ibou, did you say that was a cute argument? And I promise it'll be the last time I interrupt you.
Okay.
I received a message from Backup Hangman said, and I quote, "I am fighting for my life, trying to make Punk sound godly." All right, continue, Ibou.
Okay, that was. Hang on a second. Please keep the punches up. That was out of control.
That is out of control. That's a big time.
Yeah, you got to be careful. You got to be careful.
I thought it was established that we were allowed to speak on private matters.
It's private matters. That was dangerous. That was really, really dangerous. I don't know if we. Okay, folks. Again, I want to stress again. You're voting. You can weigh up whatever you want to when it comes to the morality of this thing, the ethics. Yes, Ibou, continue.
I want to also maintain that I didn't say that, but even still,
don't worry. I'll post it when it's my turn.
Don't worry.
I'll post it. Yeah, don't worry.
We don't.
Okay, let's finish this fight how we started, folks, with clean action. Okay, Ibou, your argument, your rebuttal, all those things. Now go.
A lot of people will tell you that 2025 is the best that AEW has ever been. Kenny Omega has very little to do with AEW's 2025.
Wait, but you're not one of them. You said it was 2021.
Hang on a second.
Many people would argue for 2025. Kenny Omega, not a big part of it. The people that define that year, though, those young boys that AEW mentioned, that AO mentioned, that in my view and in many of these people's view have taken his mantle. And to me, that shows that while incredible, Kenny Omega and his production is replaceable. CM Punk is irreplaceable. And when he steps out of the scene, promoters, fans, companies cannot stop clamoring for him to be back in the scene. Here's my deal. Some people quantify greatness by, have you touched others? Have you made stars? Have you made talents? So on and so forth. And how you weigh these things is completely subjective and based on what you value in life and within this business, this beautiful business that we're discussing right now. It's been a great show, Joe. This has been a tremendous production that a lot went into. We heard from the media. We heard from fans. We heard from pundits on air. It's been a tremendous production. We've been brought here by these two tremendous titans.
Okay.
I have been brought here to tell you guys this. MJF main evented Wembley Stadium, the biggest house in the history of pro wrestling, American pro wrestling, or ever.
Okay.
MJF cites CM Punk as a primary and major influence. Seth Rollins main evented 2 WrestleManias. That's another stadium headliner. He cites CM Punk as a primary and major influence. I'm not here to tell you guys that MJF and Seth Rollins are the best wrestlers on the planet. That's up for you to feel and decide. What I'm telling you is that people that are guided by Phil Brooks' guiding light achieve greatness beyond human comprehension. The Shield are a lot of people's gateway into wrestling fandom. And let me tell you guys a story that's on record publicly. A man that I'd rather not name right now approached CM Punk and said he'd like a heel group and he wanted Sheamus and Big Show in that group. It was Phil Brooks that countered and said, give me Seth Rollins, give me Dean Ambrose, and give me Chris Hero. 2 of those 3 people made it into the stable.
Wait, so he didn't want the biggest star in the Shield?
Hang on a
That's
second.
your argument?
Nonetheless,
hang on a second. 2
2
interruptions, please. A point will be docked. Ibou, go.
2 of those 3 people ended up in the Shield. And for a lot of people, for an entire generation of people in this audience and in general, the Shield is the greatest WWE stable. A group that still gets referred to, a group that still defines storylines within their creative, including this year's WrestleMania. That's the influence of CM Punk. But beyond that, when I talk about influence, look no further than the first dance, Joe. When you look at the historical ratings of Rampage, this is a show that, especially in its final years, was not drawing massive audiences on cable on Friday nights after 10 p.m. But guess what? That show drew over 1 million viewers for CM Punk's quarter hour. And since AO wanted to talk about ratings, I'll tell you this, Joe. When you look at charts for wrestling shows on cable that CM Punk partakes in, it looks flat out like erections take place.
I'm sorry. Do you have these charts and do you have these numbers?
Okay,
Or else
folks.
I don't want to hear about.
apologize. I did not want to have to do this. I'm docking a point. I'm sorry. I'm docking a point. AO, you were warned consistently.
Correct.
I apologize, folks. I did not want to have an impact on
I'm
the
sorry,
result.
Joe. Can I just apologize to the commission really fast?
You can, yes, but the point is docked. Okay.
Yeah, okay. I have so many knockdowns on this bitch ass nigga that I did not need that fucking point. Take the point.
Okay, we're docking that point. I also do want to say, please, Ibou, the vulgarity there in regards to the ratings was a little much in its own right. No point being docked, but just keep that in mind, please, moving forward. Ibou, please proceed with whatever it is you were saying about erections. Go for it.
Thank you. My apologies. I will avoid using the E word. Folks, on a wrestling telecast that had Dwayne Johnson appear numerous times, the high quarter hour for the Chicago Raw in March of 2024 was CM Punk. He had a live segment with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre that gained over 500,000 live viewers in the 9 o'clock hour. And on that very same show, it peaked at 2.2 million viewers and a 0.71 on Modern Wrestling Cable. He did this consistently before they went to Netflix. He popped quarters in a way that nobody else was, and he was the biggest minute-for-minute draw in WWE. Point blank, period. Point blank, period. Throughout 2022, on the shows that CM Punk appeared on, those shows consistently did over 1 million viewers, and his quarter hours would get to 1.2. Again, you don't want to do the metrics conversation with me. That's CM Punk's. That's CM Punk's domain. Point blank, period. The facts are all there. He sold the United Center out on a rumor of his return. He sold it out. He has headlined stadiums. He's wrestled everywhere in between. But he is known to be a tangible business mover. But he doesn't just move business. He moves the hearts of people that somehow relate to him. The girl in school that's an outcast, that finds herself in an alternative space that isn't conventional to other people. Maybe he's bullied a little bit. The kid that can't really make it in sports, but he looks at CM Punk and he's motivated to be straight edge. CM Punk has inspired people all over the world. Inspired them to become straight edge, inspired them to become pro wrestlers. We saw footage of this. Cora Jade, as a teenager, was bawling at the sight of CM Punk.
Yo, come on, Joe. What's going on here?
Look, I don't know what's going on, but he's doing his thing. It's the last round. I'm going to let it ride, all right?
I didn't laugh at anybody else. I'm not going to laugh now. The bottom line is this. CM Punk makes people believe. This is a guy that lost in the UFC, and it didn't affect him. Embarrassed in the UFC. And he stood up and said, at the end of the day, life is about going for it, taking the shot, and fighting. And people said, fuck it, God damn it, it's CM Punk. You try shit in life. You try shit in life. Everybody expected me to lose this debate, Joe. Most of the pundits that sent in videos went in AO's direction. The Self-Made Discord unilaterally sided with AO going into this.
Victim gimmick.
Most people said, Ibou, you shouldn't take this debate. But like CM Punk in the UFC, sometimes you just got to get in there. Because that's life. That's life. If the judges, the fans, the public say AO won this thing, life is going to go on. And maybe AO feels good about that victory. But you know what I feel good about, Joe?
Okay, well, please tell us what it is, and then we'll... Yes.
The fact that I didn't back down from this.
All right.
And that's because of the way of life of CM.
Right, please be wary of giving a post-fight interview here in the closing round, please. That was...
Roxanne Perez.
Okay.
Cited CM Punk as a huge influence.
Okay.
She's on a trajectory of becoming a women's champion before the age of 25. And is one of the best American women's wrestlers at the moment.
Okay.
This is CM Punk's impact.
Okay. All right. Is that everything? All right. It's the last round, folks. I want to really give the guys a lot of room to, conclude their thoughts here. Ayo, your rebuttal, if one you feel is needed, now is the time.
What is that?
I'm gonna keep.
Well, no, I'm just saying because earlier.
Hey, bro,
Earlier on, you declined the chance for rebuttal, so I just wanted to say if you feel one's needed, because that did get a little bit tonally unsettling. That's all I'm saying. Oh, and you know what? Because it's the last round, we'll let the thing roll on as much as we need to. So it's not necessarily the last say, but now is your time for the rebuttal. Go for it.
Folks, I'm not going to take too much of your time. Lord knows Ibou already done that enough. However, I think it's funny that Ibou talks about some metrics that Punk pulled in AEW, a fed that only exists because of the greatness of Kenny Omega. Tony Khan knew that AEW was feasible because of two things that Kenny Omega accomplished. The Chris Jericho match in New Japan and ROH All-In. Kenny Omega was pregnant with All Elite Wrestling when he wrestled Chris Jericho. And you want to tell me about the things that Punk did or did not accomplish in AEW? Punk should be thanking Kenny Omega for the fucking house every time he wrestled in AEW. Punk should be thanking Kenny Omega for saving his legacy, for being able to step into AEW. Punk should be signing over half of his paycheck to Kenny Omega for having a place to rehabilitate his career in AEW. Kenny Omega, with his own two hands, built All Elite Wrestling. So future stars can exist, some of which are in WWE now, some of which are still in AEW leading the way, some of which are only back in WWE because Kenny Omega built somewhere for their bitch asses to go wrestle. CM Punk's influence is one Donovan Danhausen. You like that go to sleep he does, Joe? You like that shit? CM Punk inspired him to wrestle. CM Punk's influence is one Ricky Strokes. Every time you see a video on your timeline of the NXT crowd going, Ricky Strokes, Ricky Strokes. You know who you have to thank for that, Joe Hulbert?
I don't know.
CM Punk.
I question that assessment, but that's your argument. Okay.
CM Punk. You want to talk about CM Punk's collision? CM Punk built front and center for Collision. Hamilton, Ontario. Collision was what, 2 months old at that point? CM Punk could not move tickets for that fucking show. They canceled the show. They canceled Hamilton, Ontario, because Punk could not move the tickets needed to have a respectable crowd, which is what AEW will run a Collision with 1,000 people in the crowd. Punk, you couldn't get. I believe the tickets were about 600. Were at 600 by the time AEW pulled the plug. Punk, what happened? You couldn't use your pull there. CM Punk headlined. I'm sorry. CM Punk was alleged to be a major factor in All Out 2021. People give it a lot of its success. Headlined by one Kenny Omega. It was sold out before Punk was even announced for this show. Was it sold out before? I'm sorry. What was his debut on Rampage called again? It's so minuscule and non-important that I just completely forgot about the name. Oh, the First Dance. My apologies. Oh yeah, All Out 2021 sold out before the First Dance. A lot of these pins that people put on Punk's jacket, it's people massaging the numbers and making things appear how they aren't. Much like a lot of Punk's career, when he's stealing from Brett, when he's stealing from Piper, when he's stealing from Macho, when he's stealing from Hogan. Punk, why did you keep doing the Hogan time? Why did you keep doing the leg drop? Don't you know what he said about black people, Punk? You not know what he said about black people?
Okay, all right, let's be careful here.
This is crazy.
Please revert back.
Questions.
Reflect on the first self-made stream for more commentary on that matter. Carry on.
I'm just asking questions.
Listen,
Punk,
okay.
Punk. Your favorite podcast is the Jim Cornette drive-thru. Why do you keep referencing it in promos? Have you seen the thumbnails where Swerve was depicted as a monkey? Have you seen the racist anti-Asian thumbnails against the Japanese wrestlers in AEW? Speaking of Japanese wrestlers in AEW, why were there any on Punk's Collision?
I have no clue.
Okay, let's be
You know
careful
who loves
here.
Japanese wrestlers? You know who loves Japanese wrestlers? You know who inspired Rio? You know who one of Ibou's favorite wrestlers is? Hold on, Ibou. I have something I want to show you.
Oh,
I have something I want to show you, Ibou.
Oh God. We presume this will be the last edition of evidence.
Mm-hmm.
Prepare yourselves to vote. I am going to give everyone a chance because it's the last round, so I don't want to end without something being said. It's very important. The chat is leaning one way, but you have to vote. It's pivotal you vote. Self-made Discord. It appears a final piece of evidence is being presented here momentarily.
I'm sorry, it's loading up, chat.
Again,
streaming already. Here it is.
Okay.
Let me know when y'all can see it, chat.
All right, we're waiting. And the chat sees. Oh boy.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is one Io Sky hitting Kenny Omega's pole at the Tokyo Sports Awards. She is a noted Kenny Omega stan. She is one of the best wrestlers in the world, someone who is considered to be the best wrestler in WWE today. And she was so rightfully fanned out that she said, Kenny-san, I need a picture. And please, Kenny-san, let me hit your pose in this picture. I love your work so much, Kenny. Does she have a picture like that with CM Punk? Ibou, please, if she has a picture crossing her arms, I would love to see it. This is your favorite wrestler going today, isn't it? Ibou, Io Sky, known as Io Shirai, when this picture was taken.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Yo,
okay,
what
we
is
need
this
to be
nigga
very
showing
careful
us?
here. We need to be very careful here what's happening. Very careful.
No, actually, no, put it back up, because if you want to, I can show Punk with criminals all day, bro.
I think we should.
I think play that game.
I think that was a fair. I think that was a fair retort. But I think we should call that particular part of this equation.
All day.
I'm done.
I think it's a fair retort.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done.
CM Punk cut a promo. One of his first promos when he returned to Raw, shouting out a friend of his
Oh, come on.
That friend of
Okay,
his
all right.
was arrested for beating his wife.
Folks, we need to stop this particular part of this right there. This has to stop there. This could go on all night. Okay, this is professional wrestling. We have to remember.
Okay.
I think Ibou's response was a fair one to the podcast business and Hogan tribute. I get it.
I'll leave it at that.
We'll leave it at that as a fair response. I have no issue with the response.
Google bikini girl, please. Google bikini
But I think
girl.
we should stop there. I think it's pivotal we stop there.
Okay.
We're about to send this thing to the judges.
All right.
Okay. Before we do that, because it's the final round, Ibou, is there anything you want to add? Because I want to be clear. I want to get everything here on the table before we vote. Anything you want to add at all?
CM Punk is an icon. And long after I'm out of this space and AO's gone and Joe Hulbert is gone, he will be talked about. He will be analyzed, scrutinized, discussed, referred to. It already happens. Like I said at the top of this thing, the story of wrestling this century is the story of CM Punk. The roads that he paved were driven on by many great wrestlers who went on to do great things. And the pipe bomb that he cut in 2011 isn't just a great promo because a lot of great words were said. It's a great promo because it fueled the movement that allowed for fans to have an appetite to subscribe to New Japan World and discover Kenny Omega.
Okay, just want to be clear. I think it's a fair point, but I think it's a point made. So is there anything? Because I think we've probably concluded this. Would you agree with that, Ibou? I just want to be clear. Is there anything particular you want to add? Because we have to be careful about reiterating at this point in the game. I want to stress again.
Look, I'm not.
Things to add.
Ibou,
Yes.
I think
I'm done.
I don't think either of us need to regurgitate any points that we've already made. I don't have much to say for a closing argument. I had a lot of fun here, guys. I'm just gonna say I had a lot of fun here, guys. The support y'all shoulders was insane. Almost touched 2,000 live viewers. Trended number one in the United States. Oh, we did touch 2,000.
Yes, we did.
Trended number one in the United States. Man, I can't believe this shit, bro. Like I was thinking we was gonna get like 800, 900.
Yep, it is insane.
But yeah, insane. Ibou, this was a lot of fun. Couldn't have done this without you, bro. Joe Hulbert, the moderator, you're a fucking beast, bro. Congratulations on that 24-hour charity stream. I believe it's not too late to donate, is it?
We did leave the page up because people are finding out almost at the end that it's happened. So yeah, that the page is still up. If you go to our Twitter, I think you'll be able to see it there. We raised over $7,000, which is I think over 3 times what we did last time with a 24-hour stream, which is very cool.
Wow. Tremendous. What did I want to say? Look, man, this has been incredible.
Just to be clear, is the poll up? Ready to vote?
I'm not aware. I'd like a moderator to.
Yeah, just because that's important while we do this, right? Go for it, Ibou. Sorry.
Yeah, someone in Self-Made, please tag me to inform me that the poll is up. There it is, folks. In the hashtag debates tab of the Self-Made Discord, the poll is now up, and in a couple minutes we'll call it, and Joe will read the results once he's given it privately by our modcade. So again, now's a chance. If you want to influence the vote, AO will be back shortly. His laptop died. But if you want to influence this vote, if you want your voice to be heard, if you feel like a steal is about to happen, get in Self-Made. At Self-Made PW is our handle on Twitter. The link is in the bio for our Patreon, and $5 gets you in the door to vote on this poll. Again, there's about 5 minutes, and the results are trickling in. It's a fierce race at the moment.
And you'd expect that because it was a fierce fight, wasn't it?
Right.
I mean,
right.
It was tough to referee at times. I expected that. I think there was some great action throughout. I do think both of you will reflect, on tomorrow morning. I think you'll both kind of feel like you left a few arguments on the table.
We have in the chat, someone said, Ibou presented some very good arguments in a losing battle.
Yeah. I think you had strong rounds and weak rounds. I think you overly focused on Omega in the longevity round, but that's a personal thing. I'm in the ring, so it's difficult for me to Yeah. That's what I felt.
Chris and Rob, I don't know if they're still here, but if they're watching, they should rejoin here. We should. I want a big group shot at the end of this thing. I want everybody in the ring like it's a Puro show.
It was a hell of a time. I got it. We were blown away by the response. Please like the video and all that good stuff.
I expressed this to you privately. I would have been happy with 600, and that's what I conservatively set this at. Was if we get over 600, we're good. And I was also on some level worried about, like, I hope they don't just see Chris and Rob and just assume, okay, this is bullshit and leave. But Chris and Rob held this pre-show down, and they got superb. They were superb, and they got to 1.2, 1.3 thousand viewers. And before we even stepped in the ring, they warmed the crowd up for us. The crowd was rocking and rolling, and we were the #1 trend on Twitter on a day that Monday Night Raw was going to air. And head-to-head was Raw. We maintained over 1.7K for the majority of this debate. Yep. This was history, legitimately history. Wrestling content creation history. I'm so proud to be a part of this. I've gotten numerous messages from people within the business, about what we've achieved, expressing just like, praise amongst other things. It's been really, really cool to see. The live count is up. Folks, if you want to affect that live count, jump into Self-Made and make a difference.
Indeed. Yes, this is...
That's the live CNN poll.
I think, there is reflective of you did land some heavy shots along the way, I think.
I thought so.
I think this was a good enough fight. Dare I say, I'm not the promoter, I'm the referee. I think it was a good enough fight that I think there will be some appetite for a rematch down the line eventually when heels, wounds have healed and things of that nature.
So you think Joe that me and Ao should fight again someday?
Again, I'm not the fighter, I'm not the the promoter. I'm just saying it was a good enough fight that I could see people wanting to see it. Definitely.
Right.
Ibou saw how the tides were turning, and he dropped me from the call.
No, his laptop just.
The way that it worked was you dropped out when I announced how much money we raised, which made it very funny. I was like, we raised $7,000, and I just was dead silent. I was like, oh, I thought it was pretty impressive. And then you were gone.
Yeah, no, Ibou dropped me from the call because he's a bigot. Anyway, now this is a lot of fun. It needs to be stressed that Kenny Omega, his matches saved a suicidal man from ending himself. A man was standing on top of a parking garage, and he was gonna jump. And someone noticed his Bullet Club shirt and said, "Bro, you can't kill yourself. Kenny Omega versus Kazuchika Okada 3 is happening in 3 days. You need to watch it." And you know what the suicidal man said? You're right. And he climbed down from that ledge. That story is a shoot, by the way.
It's an actual
folks.
great story. The results are in, by the way. I just want to stress that. But there is a great
results
story.
are in.
Kenny Omega makes people want to live.
I want to give Chris and Rob a minute or two to come back before you announce this, if possible. If possible.
All right. So
let me see. Okay, so Chris is here and Rob is here. Folks, Rob, Chris, give yourselves a round of applause and a pat in the back. You guys were unbelievable in getting this thing warmed up.
Right, real quick before we last call for super chats. We're going to read them after we're done with everything else. So last call, get your super chats in now. All right, go ahead.
Yes. I was just gonna say I want to thank Chris. I want to thank Rob for the incredible job that they did on the pre-show panel. I want to thank Cade for working overtime to make a lot of this come to life. I pitched a lot of shit at him, some of which we couldn't even have time to get in here. But damn it, he got as much of it as possible on this show. The visuals, the edits, everything in between. I want to thank him. And I want to thank everybody that's contributed to this project. Sean Rossap, Kazeem, Baydala, Rich Latta, my man Rich Latta, Lyric and Dani of Black Girl Wrestling, Israa, Jana, Katherine, Charlie, John Alba, Who am I forgetting? Is that everybody? I feel Robin Lundberg, the sports pundit. I think that's everybody. I hope I didn't forget anyone. The contributions were immense.
Little Smoke
and RedRaiderDre, who are members of the Discord. Dre does our awesome theme song that we all love.
Tyrese Haliburton, a member of Self-Made.
Member of Self-Made. NBA.
All NBA performer, pro wrestling champion, multiple time All-Star, is a member of the Self-Made Discord, and he will be doing WWE 2K Universe mode in the Discord.
And I'm glad you pointed that out, AO, because this is our biggest house, so it's worth noting to people who are uninitiated or unaware of what we got going on. Tyrese just hangs out in there. We'll watch wrestling, and he just pops by to just talk to us. And beyond that, like you just said, AO, he's going to be streaming his Universe mode. And at some point this week, I'll be in there with him, and we're going to get down to business with his Universe mode. That Discord is an incredible community. Joe and I did Monday Night Muto a couple weeks ago, exploring the career of KG Muto, and a couple days ago, we were like out of our minds in there late at night just watching random stuff. It was a fun time, and it's been a fun time in the Discord, and this podcast has been a fun time. So with that said, I think it's time to announce the results of this debate.
I would agree. Folks, an incredible turnout in terms of votes, just shy of 350 votes, which is just spectacular. The result, certainly it was a competitive race, but the result is conclusive nonetheless, as with 65% of those many votes, King AO gets the victory. Team Omega takes it home.
It was never in doubt. It was never in doubt. It was never in fucking doubt. It was never in doubt. I'm just glad that I could do Kenny's legacy the justice it deserved. Kenny Omega is the greatest wrestler of all time to me. Means a lot to my wrestling fandom. I'm not gonna pile on Ibou. You did your best, little bro. But sometimes, especially with you, your best just isn't enough. Yeah, Punk FC, get the fuck out of here. I see you niggas leaving. Get the fuck out. Get the fuck out, nigga. It's Omega FC. Stand up. Mouse is in the chat. I forget what I said before. Mouse is in the chat for Ibou. Mouse is in the fucking chat right now. Mouse is in the chat. 2,000 viewers. Trending #1 in the United States. Not even sure what we trended worldwide. If somebody knows what we trended worldwide, please let me know the peak of that. The support is unbelievable. In all seriousness, Ibou, Joe, Chris, Rob, this is so much fucking fun, bro. This is so much fun. Huge event. We sold it like a huge event. Our audience treated it like a huge event. I can't thank y'all enough. Can't thank our audience enough. We have the best community in the IWC. Self-made shit, self-made forever.
I saw it. Yeah, absolutely. A lot of great comments. Israa earlier, I lost it. She said, beautiful stuff. Congratulations, AO. No notes. We got a lot of AO celebration in the chat. A lot of
you said ignoring the mice, boy.
I don't see none of that.
There's a lot of mice in the chat.
Ignoring the mice, boy.
I think I showed. Yeah, here it is. Say, congratulations, AO. Beautiful stuff. No notes. Let's fucking go. Ibou choked. Are you ready for this? Are you ready for this?
Yo, you did. Yo,
I can't lie, Ibou. Letting me take the promo round was crazy.
I didn't.
No, the nastiest
bro.
part.
Punk fans are saying on Twitter that you lost the promo round.
The nastiest part was when Ibou blatantly just went like, "Yo, Kenny Omega is not important in AEW's 2025," and I was like,
"Come on, bro."
There was some tactical errors, no question.
Joe, pretend that the ESPN highlights are rolling right now. Your immediate raw reaction to some of the tactics, techniques. Yeah. Go for it.
I actually thought you made a great start. Genuinely.
Okay.
There were a couple moments I felt like you had clear openings and you lost the plot. The influence one, turning it into a thing about the Shield and then talking about kids at school and stuff. I don't know, man. I feel that was a more direct argument for you than you made it. I don't know. I think I honestly think both of you did leave arguments on the table because inevitably you get in the heat of battle. I think there would absolutely be room for a sequel to this with teams and things of that nature. I think that could be fun, but that's another thing for another day, right? But it was a great watch nonetheless. I had a great time just sitting here and watching it and trying not to ruin the flow too much.
No, I thought you did a great job as referee, Joe, and I appreciate you. I think you were the only guy for the job, realistically, and it's just been awesome, man. It's just been awesome. We're gonna close out the super chat. I think what we'll do do is everyone will just take turns reading them. So we'll go in the order of the screen. So like me, Chris, AO, Rob, Joe, and just go in that order until the super chats are done. So,
Oh, we have to announce before more people leave. We are live in the Self-Made Discord right after Monday Night Raw. Right after Raw concludes, we are live in the Discord. We will watch what you want to watch. Some people are saying they want to watch War of the Worlds. We'll vote. We'll either do that or Match Rex. And, we'll chop it up.
Wait, we are? We're live?
We're live, pal. 11 p.m. EST. We're live, pal.
Oh, wasn't it? Oh, because we crossed the crazy threshold, right?
Yeah. We said if we do our best house, we'll go live.
All right. Can I get like a second to eat and then we'll do that then?
Yeah.
All right. I'll do what I got to do. I'm a pro. I'll be in there, and we'll have some fun. So I'll do that for sure. It's going to be a great time, and we'll talk about this incredible stream. Love Dogs Avery, $4.99. The debate may turn Ibou into Dale from King of the Hill. Don't know what that means, but thank you, Love Dogs Avery. Chris, you got the next super chat, brother.
Kenny better, hashtag Kenny better, hashtag Coke better, hashtag Self-Made Forever until they find Baydoun. Share, what does that say? Share driving the government comes, what does that say?
Comes and shuts us down.
Comes and shuts us down. Oh my God, am I illiterate? Thank you, Sling and Bread.
Thank you, Sling and Bread. Ayo, you got the next one, brother.
Yeah, I'm just looking at your tweets. You're a fucking dick eater. Anyway, I already saw that. He was talking about all this like clean and ethical boxing. Meanwhile, he's on the timeline, like motioning for the freaks to join in and like just disrespecting me. I didn't do that, but, I still won anyway.
Nigga, you read my DMs.
Hey, it is what it is. Yo, you were using private conversations with quote unquote Phil's camp in your argument. All right, the $2 super chat. We need a Howard Finkel intro for this.
The following contest is for the Self-Made Debates World Championship.
World Championship, nigga. I'm still a leader in points in Self-Made Debates. What championship did that nigga win?
Chris, are you picking a fight with me?
No, because you lost. I'm picking a fight with AO.
This is the in-ring confrontation to sell the next fight, I feel.
The only person with 2 Self-Made Debate points, nigga.
Are you challenging AO to a fight here?
Chriso, I've beaten you in a Russell Pierce debate. I think 2.
It's not Russell Pierce no more.
It's not. However, you're still my little bro, and I still give you fucking noogies and wedgies, my nigga.
Yeah, talk to me when you get 2 points, nigga.
Yeah, I've taken this nigga Chriso's tidy whiteys. I pulled them up so high. I wrapped them around his fucking afro and made them grab his fucking nose, bro.
Mad ting, indeed. Rob, this is yours.
Trap, $10. They was calling him AO Van Meat. That is
Shout out to the homie Trap, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to our dog.
Go for it, Hulbert.
Hold on, I gotta find it. Oh, there it goes.
Antonio, I'd like to also say Kenny's moveset was so godly, eventually everyone was trying to hit V-triggers, especially from a certain fashion man in the Fed.
Bro, how many times have we seen finger gun V-trigger combos? Come on, bro.
Yeah, that's absolutely true, yeah.
Ibou?
Israa, 1999, never imagined I'd be watching a Punk Omega debate, but this is gold. Self-Made is the wrestling media platform. So proud of my boys, and I'm riding with y'all till the wheels fall off. Hashtag Seth Betta. Hashtag plagiarism punk.
What a queen. Bro, I know you say you're retired, but we're going to force you to podcast on Self-Made. It just is what it is.
Yeah, absolutely. You are the female representation that we will get. And hilariously, for your own PTSD purposes, I might make a debate or some shit. We'll see. Thank you so much for the super chat.
Israel will never debate again. I'm sorry, bro.
Never doing that again. No. We all walked away scarred from a face off. Yeah. Go ahead, Chris. Chris O'Brien.
I'll read it. Easy McCone, $2 super chat. Punk pisses his pants. Quote unquote on the conversation. Cool guy. Yo, look, bro. Objectively, bro. When Punk does something extremely embarrassing, Punk fans are like, well, you guys can't stop talking about Punk. Rent free. You guys sound like MAGA, bro. Like, you guys sound like MAGA when when Trump's hand gets caught in the cookie jar, they're like, "Oh, Orange Man bad." They're like, "Yo, Pepsi Man bad," and all that shit, bro. Like sometimes your favorite wrestler does something embarrassing. Not my favorite wrestler, but your favorite wrestler. Sometimes he does something embarrassing. Just embrace it. All right, now I'll read this one too because Chriso's gone. I can't. Donate that to $2 super chat. Ayo getting washed, but he followed me on Twitter. So I'm unfollowing you, bro. Sorry. Thanks for the super chat.
The cake, $2. What did CM Punk do when he was next to Sting? What did he do?
Probably some fucking moves to steal.
The cake, February 28th, 2019. Who did the people ask for?
Who did the people ask for?
CM Punk.
No, they didn't. Anyway. Donate Death 2. Ibou, stop being nice to Kenny and debate. You gotta be nice to the GOAT, bro. It just is what it is. Touchdown Spurs, $10 super chat. Ibou came out flying, but his unwillingness to counter in rounds 2 and 3 was baffling. He played it like a gentleman's gambit when the crowd yearned for blood, which Ayo delivered in spades. 4-1 Ayo. Look, bro, my opening argument wasn't the greatest. And you want to know why? I was rolling up the blunts that I needed for the rest of the podcast, bro. I was not paying attention to what was going on. I'm sorry.
You know when a fighter's like kind of twitchy at the start, they're biting on feints. That's what it felt like earlier.
I'm sorry, guys. I was multitasking. I would have done it earlier, but I was busy earlier in the day. It is what it is.
Like too nice, Joe.
I don't know. It's a hell of a fight. I don't
know. Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead, Rob.
Love Dogs Avery, $4.99. I spent way too much money. Excuse me. Wow, that was bad. Way too much money on wrestling YouTube, but this made it worth it. Shout out to Late Night Grin, Self-Made, and Wrestle Purist.
We appreciate Love Dogs Avery. Again, we have no fucking sponsors, dog, and this is not state media, and there's no wrestling promotion telling us to pretend to be excited about their product. This is people passionate about the content creation game. People that are sincerely friends with each other, people that just like talking about this business in our own way, doing it on a level that I find unprecedented. But
it's up. Yo, C4, if you want to hit me up. You know.
I mean, yeah, if niggas want to sponsor us, I mean, you might as well do it now because in a year or two.
Bro, when I see the pathetic numbers that some niggas with sponsors have, it's kind of crazy that.
Yeah. You know. Listen, y'all better hit us up now because in a year or two the price of the break is gonna go up, man.
Yeah, bro. It is what it is.
What else we got?
Anwar Starwind, longtime supporter, been here since fucking day one, bro. Fucking like unpurist and shit. $5 super chat. Excellent show, lads. We appreciate you, brother. Thank you for tapping in.
Bryant Heath, incredible stuff, guys. Self-made forever. Thank you, Bryant.
Appreciate you, bro.
Yep.
The homie D-Light, $5 super chat. Hey guys, just wanted to let y'all know y'all are the realest in this space always, and I love you guys. We appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. Long-time friend. Shout out D-Light.
Long-time friend, another long-time friend, Griff, $5. The result was never in doubt. Hashtag it comes with V-Trigger. Hashtag AO15. Hashtag it comes with the biggest AO.
Thank you, Griff. We love you, brother.
Real nigga.
Go for it, Joe.
Johnny Burney, Omega had a better match with MJF than Punk.
That's factual. The collision match.
Thank you,
factual.
Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
It's factual.
Thank you, Johnny. Thank you, Johnny.
No, match is not that good.
Canadian Danielson versus Roman GOAT debate next. I'm good.
We would have to find a Danielson's champion.
What do you mean? Like who would be his biggest shooter?
Like who? Like someone's gonna fight for Danielson because Rob's gonna fucking ride Roman's dick all day.
Bro, but that's like I don't know.
I mean, I could get my heat back by beating up Rob. I could do that. You know,
Whoa.
Jonathan.
Get your heat back. Get your heat back by getting my dick out of your mouth. $4.99. Super proud of y'all, man. I've been a fan since I'm purist, so seeing how far you guys have come has been amazing and well earned. Hashtag self-made for L.
Thank you, brother. We love you, man.
Yeah, shout out Jonathan, bro. Been here forever.
Oh my god.
Yo, remember when niggas said, never mind. I was gonna dance on our ops' graves, but they don't even fucking deserve the platform. Johnny Bernie, $2 super chat. Punk, a draw because of WWE. Omega, a draw without WWE. Hey man,
Rob Harris.
The fact that Omega could even be in these conversations without the Fed machine behind him, bro. It's enough. It says enough.
All right, Rob Harrington, 199. Punk life was so bad that it cost Ibou a fight. Hell yeah.
Hey man.
Yo, Ibou, did you read the chat when I put up the Punk life shit, bro?
No.
It got bad.
It was incredible.
It got bad.
Oh no, go ahead, Rob.
Adam Legend, $5. This debate shows tribalism can be used as a force for good, and it's an example to be followed for the wrestling space going forward.
What do you think about that, Joe? I kind of agree for generally, broadly.
Yeah. I think you guys are having fun the whole time. And that's not.
Right.
I said this on the Discord gimmick, and I always made it seem like it was the whole thing was work. You guys do actually disagree on the topic, but there needs to be an element of fun, because otherwise you're just yelling at each other all night, right? And I think you both, no matter how we frame it or present it, there's always some. I mean, I was certainly having fun as the man in the middle.
It was too.
Yeah, there was a lot of funny moments. There was one point where AO cited Cage Match and said he used that to explain he would never cite Cage Match, which was absolutely money. There was a lot of funny
Joe,
shit.
you could have no-sold that from me, bro.
I couldn't, bro. I couldn't. That was like a reined-in laugh from me. Like, it was popping huge. It was so like blatant too. You had a long Cage Match reference where I would never do that.
I was like, yo, come on, man. Thank you, Adam Legend. It's Luger 199. Respect Joe, but I never want you to ref my fight. What the hell?
I tried my best, man. It was tough. I did dock a point at the end.
Joe did his thing, bro. Joe
was incredible. He had to be.
I mean, because Joe's in the hard space of like making sure like there's some like order here or a semblance of order, while also like it's entertainment, guys, and like
right.
Yes, like let us like entertain and shit too.
Well,
So,
it's
like, it's not
also-
an easy job.
I kept saying to Ibou, I was like, the last thing I wanted this to be was a 10K viewer stream, and every comment is, I wish Hulbert let them speak. I did not want to. So, like, I'm just going to sit here and, like, let them do their thing, and then when it gets crazy, I'll fucking try my best to,
Oh, that would have sucked. Can you imagine reading that fucking Hulbert guy, man? What a jackass. It's like,
You have to be careful, right? It wasn't about me, obviously. So I just was, I thought it was also funny. I like the opportunity to say stuff like, watch the back of the head and keep the punches up, which was a pop for me.
That's awesome. It is funny how sports like this whole production has felt. I gotta be honest.
Yeah, I mean, that's our influence, right? We love that shit.
Yes, we do. King of the North, $5 Canadian. Been around since the early spaces and unpurist. Proud of the success y'all have seen so far. Of course, Kenny by God won the day. Thank you, King of the North. We really appreciate it. King of the North is an OG with us. He stayed with us for years, and we appreciate that support. Thank you so much, man.
Black Yakuza.
Yep.
Oh, $5 super chat. For what it's worth, the debate wasn't as one-sided as I expected it to be. Ibou never had a chance, but he got a few good licks in before the final knockout. No, he didn't. But shout out to Black Yakuza. He's a long-time supporter. Ibou, nobody wants to hear from you, bro. Sal Cruz, $5 super chat. Thank y'all and congrats for the house. Y'all have me in tears. Good stuff. Also, bringing up Corey Jade had me worried. You had to eat. Yo, what were you cooking, bro? Why did you do that?
That was a moment. With respect, that was crazy.
That was objectively crazy, bro.
Bro, this dude Joe, while I'm talking, starts dying laughing. He's like, "Yo, what is he talking about?"
That was crazy.
I think the worst thing you did in the whole debate though was when you went, "If I've lost, I'm proud of the fight." I was like, "No, don't do this now." I wanted to stop you. You did it in the 5th round. Fuck.
I gotta be honest. I thought I was winning through 3 rounds, but it was the type of lead.
It was
where,
close,
like,
but you were in it early. Yeah, 100%.
It's the type of lead though where like you gotta like a fucked ankle. You just tweaked your ankle right before like the commercial break, and you're like, I don't know, I'm finishing this quarter. And so it's like, you're
I played it like a Mayweather fight instead of a Tyson fight. If you watch a Mayweather fight, the early rounds, like people know Floyd Mayweather because he was a celebrity who transcended boxing. They watch the first fight, they're like, yo, what's going on? Floyd's losing. He's not that kind of boxer. He's a defensive fighter. He's gonna tie you out, then he's gonna get his fucking punches in, and he's gonna win round 5 through 12. That's what he does. That's what he does. He's not Tyson.
Punk life was a knee injury mid fight. That's what that was. That was I was like, oh fuck. And people are like, you want to stop the fight? I'm like, nah, I'm good. I'm like, fuck. I got a bad
Rob Bag, $2 super chat, self-made forever, and late night grin forever. Facts.
Absolutely. Canadian
Hey,
Zebra.
Canadian Zebra, $5 Canadian. Big AO is 7-0. That's a fact, bro. I can't be fucking stopped.
It's kind of bullshit. Kenny Omega cut a promo about Dookie this year. It's Luger 199. Hey man,
yo, he's about to cry. He's about to cry, y'all.
He's
about to cry, yo. The homie Zim, $5 super chat. The self-made motion is too much for them. Street singing battle cry at the top of their lungs tonight. Facts. Congrats on the growth, y'all. We appreciate you, bro. Long-time supporter, the homie.
And CM Punk has more bad promos than the Dookie promos.
Like, come on, bro. CM Punk has cut so many promos in the last 2 years that have had Punk FC in literal shambles on the timeline. Shambles on the timeline.
Niggas don't remember half that Drew McIntyre feud. He was shitting down his leg, by the way. With the promo.
Trust the process. Shitting down his leg. What is it, like Manny? Trust the process. 34, $4.99. Ibou pre-wrote his closing argument filled with sympathy forming and forgot to call an audible after surprisingly leading late.
I'm telling you, dude, your team greatly diminished after you basically conceded it. Right? You put your hands up. Look, I've done my best. I was like, no, don't do this. Keep fighting.
It's like arguing with the refs in a game you're down 2.
Yes.
Like you're down 2 and you're like complaining with the refs and the calls and stuff. Yeah, man, it happens. You live and you learn. Thank you, Trust the Process. God, my back hurts. Go for it, Joe.
Amari 316, $5 super chat. Ibou won in terms of making. No, he didn't. But AO won in terms of making his arguments look better. I want better arguments and making my arguments look better. Shout out to you, Amari. Presumably a Black Queen, but you know, you saying nonsense. Berserk $50 super chat. What's up, guys? It's been so long since I've been in a Wrestle Period stream. Well, this is a self-made stream, brother. Life stuff got in the way, but I'm currently in the best point of my entire life. Shout out to you right now. Extremely glad to see how successful you all have been, and it's only getting better. Hashtag Ibou won. Well,
hell yeah.
That was a very nice chat until you lied at the end.
For you.
Appreciate you, Berserk.
Go ahead, Rob.
Go Birds XCL $4.99. Punk better. Hashtag Ibou won.
The Ibou rebellion that's happening right now.
No.
Super chats.
Wow.
It's you broke ass nigga should have gone in the Discord and voted then. I don't know what to tell y'all. Baydoon, great show, y'all. Proud of what this has become for real.
Saying that in response to super chats is even funnier.
Yeah. It's sending more money to say this than it takes to get into this.
Wait, how much did they send? I didn't even look.
Dude just said like $70, and it was like, broke ass nigga, pay $5. It's amazing. We love all of you guys. It's been amazing.
Hey, the homie Tone, $5 super chat. Omega FC, we out to the club to celebrate, and it's on Ibou. Fuck, nigga. What do you have to say about that, Ibou? Is it on you tonight?
No.
All right. I'll tell you guys this. Ibou will not be getting his self-made check this month. We will be using it to go to the club. Bows of Don Julio on Ibou. 1942 on Ibou. The homie Bam, $2 super chat. Does $50 still get us a sing-along? I have an idea. No. Well, not today. Maybe in the future.
Slim Reaper 35.
Shout Bam, though.
Ibou, why the fuck did you commit self-sabotage and completely nuke your chances late? You are leading. This is what happens when you debate while watching Raw. I was not watching Raw. I have no clue what's happening on Raw.
This nigga is watching Raw.
I will say this. There's something I want to know. What happened to Naomi? Is Naomi okay? Do we know this? Is she all right?
I didn't watch. I was watching y'all.
All right. Someone in the chat let me know. But no, I was locked in, man. I was locked in. So I don't know.
Yeah, I saw Seth Rollins started the show again, and I said, fuck that.
Yeah.
I'm good, bro.
Thank you, Slim Reaper.
Appreciate you, Slim Reaper. Cozy, $5 super chat. It was never a doubt. AOFC just can't lose. Hashtag join the Discord. Shout out to Cozy.
Okay, so they said she hasn't appeared, so she might be main eventing the show.
Okay.
Yosai, $2 super chat. Need a wrestling draft. AO versus Rob. I don't really like draft, but
a trade special. A trade special.
Yeah. We could do a trade. We could do a trade special. I'll do that with we'll let Ibou's bitch ass moderate or something.
Go fuck yourself.
No.
$4.99. Love that debate out of you guys and all that you built. Self-made forever. Absolutely, brother Mike. Thank you so much, man.
Appreciate you, Mike. Long time friend, bro. Day one shit.
Go for
Mike
it.
M. $7 super chat. What's the biggest money potential debate left on the table for hashtag self-made after tonight? That's a good question. I don't know. I literally came up with this on a whim, like out of nowhere. I was like, what should my first debut on my own fucking channel be? And I was just like, this came to me out of nowhere. And Ibou didn't want to do it at first because he Bro, I fought a lot fairer than you thought I would, right? Like you thought I was just gonna come here and be like, bitch ass nigga, Ibou's a loser. Put mouth in the chat.
I mean, you were pretty unethical. You were pretty unethical, but
I was unethical, but I was unethical about making points. Like I didn't just fucking. The New Geeks by Apex Lux, $2 super chat. Hey yo, Kenny Omega is somewhere proud of you. Represented. Appreciate you, bro.
Absolutely.
Corey David, $10 super chat. Ibou, why didn't you bring a rookie Oberfemi? Had better match with Moose than Kenny Omega. Also, should have asked why Roxanne's booked. Where are the Joshis that Kenny put on? Don't see them in AEW. Did you see him on Collision when Punk had the pen? Did you see him there? And that Moose Kenny Omega match happened at 3 a.m. at fucking Daly's place outside in fucking 15-degree weather. That's a shoot. Look it up. So go for Obafemi, bro. Great wrestler. Great young wrestler.
Love Dogs Avery 199. I know I said it before, but love the dogs. Yeah, man. We love you, brother. We love you, brother. Thank you, Avery.
Appreciate you, Love Dog Avery. Benjamin Hope, $2 super chat. Ivy Swain. Oh, when it makes sense, we'll bring him on. Shout out Ivy Swain. He's on.
We do like Ivy Swain. We'll see. The cake.
It's got to make sense, bro.
Yes. I mean, yeah. The cake, $2. Golden Boys debate between Okada or Roman. I will not be a part of that one. Thank you, the cake. Joe, you can take this next one.
All right.
Oh, sorry about that. Go ahead, Joe.
Sultan, there's nothing like self-made, LNG, or Wrestle Purists.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely.
Sorry, hold on. Naomi's about to talk now. Give me 1 second.
Yo, this nigga's nasty.
What the fuck? Hold on, give me 1 fucking second. Yo, shut the fuck up. Talking to me. Grin, $5. Ibou, nigga, you watching Raw right?
No, I'm not. Grin $5 super check. Ibou represent. Ibou response to AO saying Kenny almost died was that Punk spiritually died. Like, bro, I was crying. Incredible content.
That was superb because that was when I I pulled AO off. I went, right, come on now, Ibou, fire back. And he just went spiritually dying. I just thought, fuck, that wasn't it.
You know what that was?
That was fucking crazy.
Pulled me off, and I swung at the air in like the opposite direction. Paul Love Dogs Avery. Paul E said Tommy Dreamer should be dead on Raw. I mean,
wait, what? Was Tommy Dreamer on Raw?
What was the context for that?
I don't.
Yo, chat, was Dreamer on Raw or something?
God, I hope so. That sounds incredible.
Somebody please write the quote in context. Go ahead. Matthew sends $1. We thank you.
All right, so this is what's going on with Naomi for anybody who cares. A special announcement from Naomi and Jimmy Uso is coming on a special Stephanie's Place after WWE Raw.
So she's well. Congratulations.
I mean, we don't have to guess.
Yeah, we're just
We'll see.
That's Naomi.
Shout out to Naomi though. Shout out
Rob
to Naomi,
Harrington,
Black Queen.
$5 tomorrow night. Quote unquote tomorrow night, you're gonna lose to Kendrick because bitch, you're my Drake. Backup Hangman probably.
Yo, that was crazy.
No comment.
Matthew, $5 super chat. Hey, it's BK good man. Oh, shout out to BK. Y'all are the ghosts. Everything y'all do is so funny. Appreciate you, BK.
We try.
Andrew Brown, $5 super chat. Okada 720-day reign versus Roman Reigns 1,000+ day reign for the next big debate.
No.
No.
No. Go ahead, Joe.
N'Golo Kanti. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Yeah, go
N'Golo Kante. Between this, the 24-hour charity stream, and the hashtag Tokyo, to be clear, N'Golo Kante, I appreciate it. Hashtag the Tokyo tape. We've got to get that right because I keep forgetting. Hashtag the Tokyo tape. Yep. You guys are definitely running wrestling media right now. I don't know if it's wrestling media, but it's our own little pocket, I guess. And I guess it's getting bigger and bigger, especially with what you guys did tonight. I think your part of that pocket has just got really big.
I didn't expect it to get to this level.
Mm-hmm.
I was so proud of Chris and Robin. This has been an awesome show. The cake.
Putting this on the Titantron, Roman versus Joe. The cake, $2. Yeah, man, I think that's something that could be really. Obviously, it's not gonna be as big as Punk Omega, but I think it's something that could be like as passionate as Punk Omega.
Mm-hmm.
I'll say this: just us debating this, drawing this house in 2025 tells me that if that Punk Omega match happened in 2022, 2023, they could have sold a stadium out with it, in my opinion.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it would have been massive.
Yeah, but unfortunately, Punk's a freak. Joe is Roman versus Samoa Joe versus Rob special guest referee, Big AO, something you'd be interested in doing.
I would. So generally, I will avoid the debate stuff because it isn't really my vibe. But if Samoa Joe's in the battle, I'll do it. Yeah.
We gotta set that up. We gotta set that up. It does, no pressure for it to be anytime soon, but we'll sketch that in.
Someday.
What?
While we're looking on air, Joe, we should look at next week for the Monday Night Mudo 2, if possible. If not, we'll do the Monday after.
I should be able to do that. Yeah.
Yeah. All right, we'll do it next week then.
What the fuck? Did this nigga just book?
What did you 35? $5 super chat. You could have went harder on the ratings and ticket success for AEW under Punk, but it wouldn't have helped the drone allegations against you. Yo, genuinely, the best ratings in AEW were Kenny Omega. And like I said, our Punk collision had to get canceled because he wasn't moving any tickets. So, also, no Punk collisions in Chicago have outdrawn Dynamite collisions in Chicago. So, what do we? And that's a fact.
Are we doing super chats?
You said what?
Are we doing super chats?
We're done. We're done.
That's all of them. Yeah, that's all.
I'm still beat up and I'm very tired. Ayo, what do you want to just do like a space and just chit chat with the people for like an hour or something? You want to do that or whatever?
Like on Twitter?
No, wherever you want to fucking do it. I don't,
Yeah, in the Discord.
Okay, so all right, cool. We'll do that. Give me at least 20 to 30 minutes to fucking air fry a pizza or some shit, man, and take a walk.
Yeah, an entire pizza can fit in an air fryer?
No, you son of a bitch. But folks, here's the deal. So worldwide.
Why is he calling me? I was asking a question.
Anyway, look, I'll be on Worldwide tomorrow, folks, with Anna. Rob, if you want to be there, you can fucking be there if you want to. Otherwise, that was my plan. And then Rob, I was gonna move me and your self-made overtime to Wednesday. But you could do both shows and get a double check, you know what I mean? So we'll make that happen. We'll have fun. It's going to be dope. But we'll close out the remaining super chats you just got and then sign this thing off. What else we got left?
I don't got anything left. That was it.
I could have sworn one just got sent in now. Really? We're done?
Just now?
No.
Okay.
They start automatically. So
All right, folks, you guys were a part of history today, taking part in the conversation for hashtag self-made debates. I don't have the words for what took place here, but we thank everybody involved. Everybody that I named earlier. Anna, Jana, Israa, the wrestling media, everybody. We appreciate everybody. We will be back. Stay tuned for what it is. We will keep you guys updated with the announcements. This is an incredible 5-video start to this channel. 5 videos in, and look at what we've provided. We thank you so much. It wouldn't be possible without your guys' support. We'll see you in the Self-Made Discord soon. But until then, for King AO, who made his debut tonight, this has been Self-Made Debates. This has been Self-Made Pro, the YouTube channel. I'm Ibou, and I'll see you guys next time.